you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit and I plan, and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best, teach a system I invest. Never hidden, I ain't scared, ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing.
You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. And like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Let's go.
Thoughts can keep you down, pushing deep until you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit and I plan, and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best, teach a system I invest. Never hidden, I ain't scared, ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing.
Hello everybody and welcome to Waylander Gaming. This is Waylander here, bringing you even more action in the Origins series. Tonight we have some very strong teams up against one another. The first best of three we're going to be dealing with for tonight is going to be RVP up against Screen Warriors. So some very familiar names, as you can see across the screen here. We've got some very strong lineup from both teams, and I'm sure the votes are, as you can see, even the votes in the poll are like 50-50. It's like, oh, what is going to happen here? We also have another cracker of a match coming up directly after this. It's going to be Retilliant Suns up against 1HP. So this is going to be anybody's guess as to what's happening. We went into the lobby bans already. I'll just read this out for you, which is going to be Kalia Granger coming through as the lobby bans for RVP, and Kufra and Alucard are the bans for Screen Warriors. So Kufra, Alucard, Kalia Granger. I'm just going to find out, is everyone ready? And then we can head off into this matchup between these two titans of teams, and well, may the best team win, moving through to the next round. All right, so starting up in, well, now I know, a little bit early, a little bit ahead of schedule, but if the teams are ready, the players are ready, everything is ready, we might as well head into the actual matchup. So, into the banning phase we go, as we get me off screen and everybody else on. So, as I said, into the banning phase we go. It's B612. I wonder if that's like some sort of like a number for an airplane. Oh, 67% of the votes now swinging in the favor of RVP. While we're waiting for the next ban to come out from RVP, it's a CC ban. CC, as we all know, is just one of those famous heroes to remove. But while we're waiting for the rest of the bans to come through, don't forget to smash that like, share, and subscribe button, as you will be helping us out at the channel enormously. You don't believe how much it does actually help in the long run, as we try to bring you more and more tournaments with some sponsorships. Because, you know, whatever we get from YouTube, we throw it back in the tournaments just to see and keep the scene here in the Southern African bloc exciting. Matilda the ban, followed by Lancelot. So very strong bans coming through, but it looks like Screen Warriors, they have a bit of a strategy going. Matilda is not often a hero you see as a first ban coming straight out, but it looks like they have done their homework on RVP. They do know who they want to get removed from the equation here, so they do get rid of that Matilda ban, and the last one being the Lapu. So it looks like Lapu is not one of the heroes that they want to pick up. We have seen Screen Warriors play the Lapu before. This time around they don't want to go for it. Left the YSS open, start picking up the YSS straight off the bat. I mean, YSS open, if not, why not? You know, you might as well secure one of the OP jungles at this particular point in time. Super Light deciding to go for that user.
This world desperately needs.
Interesting with that early XP and roam picks coming through from the side of Screen Warriors. It looks like they want to delay the jungle pick coming through. I know a lot of teams don't like to delay the jungle pick simply because there's not that many meta jungles at the moment. It's a very limited pool, and this does present an opportunity to actually get rid of a lot of those jungles from the equation. So it could make choices difficult for the side of Screen Warriors. But in response, it's going to be, I mean, Xborg and Minnow. So it's like Roam and XP picked up. Roam and XP picked up in response. Nice with the Eve ban, because you got the Minnow, and you're gonna need somebody to, you know, sort of stun into that ultimate of hers, which is going to cause so much of chaos. So you're gonna have to worry about what combines with that Minotaur. As you can see, the continuation of the jungle bans there from the side of RVP. They're getting rid of the Hayabusa. So even smaller pool of jungle heroes available. Dimple Druid rocking that Kimmy in the mid lane is still just super deadly. And it looks like General Cho opting to go for the Joy pick, knowing that there isn't any particular amount of hard lockdown, and it's only the the gold lane and mid lane picks to go. So, I mean, what are you really going to be picking up now as hard lockdown? Well, I was thinking about what you're going to be picking up as hard lockdown. It looks like B1, B612, rocking the Ruby in the gold lane. It's back, shall we say. The Ruby gold lane, or the fighter gold lane, is very much back into the mix. Happy Hobo with the Zushin. And so that is going to, I'm saying Zushin, with the Zetian pick, is going to cause a ton of problems for the frontliners from the side of Screen Warriors. But Shady with the final option here, he knows he's going to be up against a Ruby in the gold. What is he going to be going for? Is it the Cho? Some CC immunity there. I would have been thinking maybe a Bane, because a Bane has been featuring quite a bit on the gold lane as of late. That deadly catch could prove to be quite strong in terms of achieving neutral objectives. But Way of the Dragon, very, very, very similar. So into the match we go. The teams are ready and set. And the action is about to begin. To get your votes in, I mean, it's still 50-50. Everybody seems to be in two minds as to which of these two teams are going to go through. As I said, they're two very strong teams. But I'm loving the Grok pick as well. Grok has so far had, I must actually check the statistics, but it's a very, very high win rate in, the Origin series so far. And overall, whenever you see a Grok, those skills that he has, the CC immunity, that damage, the tectonic charge is an excellent setup in any team fight. And the wall, it is one of, if not the most annoying disrupting skill of all. But enough about what we expect to see. Let's head up into the match and actually see what is gonna be happening here. As it's going to be Screen Warriors up against RVP in this best of 3 to see who's going through to the next round. The emotes are out, everybody's dancing around. Joy there in the jungle, taking the blue buff up first, and the mid lane battle continues. Dimple Druid Velocity up against Mouse Summer and Happy Hobo. Ooh, look at this. Aggressive from Super Light here as he forces the flicker out onto Dragonite and the wall from Velocity. He sets it up. Do they get the kill? It's the first blood. Nicely done between Super Light and Velocity. They managed to land that combination play. As we said, Grok's wall is one of the most deadly disrupting skills. Very nice setup there from Velocity. Excellent communication. Jazz, just to answer your question, solo casting, duo casting, trio casting, casting. I think I can do this in my sleep because of the amount of games I cast so far. And I pretty much enjoy it. And also, you know, sometimes people question whether I have any lungs at all and the ability to breathe. But once more, battle in the mid lane. Swing back from the Grok as he knocks onto 2. But Minnow, you gotta be careful of that Minnow power spike. Let's just see what Minnow is heading towards. He should be picking up a defensive item. Went for the cooldown reduction, which means he's definitely going to try to force some plays towards picking up that Flask of Oasis, which is the big power spike that RVP are going to be trying to look for. General Cho would just try to secure some of the farm that he can. Oh, engagement here by Super Shady onto the Ruby. That's going to be more or less an even battle here. But as we can see, RVP sensing the opportunity to take this turtle, they should be able to take it. But Super Light, he has other ideas. He wants to go and goes into the Black Dragon form, but has to disengage. But while they allowed that to go the way of RVP, General Cho with the jungle steal. So they're trading objectives, and this just keeps the 400 gold lead in the favor of Screen Warrior, though. Nice knockup from Super Shady there. He was trying to position himself for the Way of the Dragon, but too many bodies around in order to get the perfect pick-off. And also, like, I mean, who are you going to really target in that particular mix here? Once more, there's the engagement. It looks like they're going towards Dark Dragon. He doesn't have the frog armor. Tectonic charge. Oh my goodness. He's going to be the velocity taken down as it's the flicker was up and running and available. And, well, Xborg used it to his advantage. And so now it's 2 kills to the good, to the side of Reverse Push. As expected, this game is quite tight. The gold lead has swung. The engagement onto General Cho. He gets blown up in the jungle. Mountain Shocker to finish it off. So it's 3-1 in the favor of a Reverse Push at this moment in time. They're placing a lot of pressure all across the map into the jungle right now as well. So what are Screen Warriors going to do in response to this? There's Super Light engaging. He forces out that Last Insanity from the Xborg. You try to use it a bit defensively. So the XP lane battle is going a little bit the way of Screen Warriors at this moment in time. But the pressure being placed elsewhere on the map from the side of Reverse Push as they keep controlling and vying for dominance here in the mid lane. 8 seconds to go for the next objective is the next turtle. It looks like Screen Warriors don't want to contest for this again. Knowing that it could be difficult, especially with Minnow picking up that Minoan Fury. They've got a lot of skills available to disrupt in any particular fight here. But once more, Super Light into the mix early. They call General Cho across. He is going to start this turtle up, but there's going to be the first phase of the Mountain Shocker. Oh, Tectonic charge, knock off. There's a way of the dragon, the rotation coming through here. Cho manages, I mean, it's going to be shady. Oh, but Super Light with the engagement, the setup, Electro beats into the backline. As a Screen Warriors, they're on an elimination path. It's 3-0, and the turtle jungle invades going on here. They want to chase down the Ruby as well, but Ruby does have that ability to get away. The wall is in there blocking Ruby up, saying B6 112. You're gonna have to go along the long way around. Kemi, nice push here onto the mid lane. As Screen Warriors, they took that team fight around the turtle quite nicely. There's Cho. He kept on the rotation. It's going to be the way of the dragon. Set him up, but not the knockdown. General Cho into the mix here. But once more, it's going to be Dark Knight. He is doing such an excellent job on the flicker. Cho underneath the turret there. Super shady, but he's going to get taken down. Overextension from Screen Warriors, and they pay the penalty for that. My goodness, this is intense very early on. This game's got that seesaw kind of effect to it, but this would give Ruby the opportunity to take a turret. This should be the first turret of the game, going the way of Reverse Push. So they've got the kill lead with this. It's going to be a better map opened up for them. The gold it's not much to speak about, right? It's like 500-600 gold lead. That's a quarter of one of the cheaper items. So, nothing major to speak about. Everything is fairly even, fairly balanced at this particular moment in time. There's the engagement, counter engagement. Crimson Lantern comes out. The Minoan Fury was committed, but there's going to be the Cho with the way of the dragon pull back here. Do they manage to take the Minotaur down? Yes, they do, but Cho is taken. But there's the Mountain Shocker in the background as, Temple Druid gets CC'd up. Joy with the counter engage. Somehow Velocity tries to escape, but Joy is like, no. I'm going to be in a hot water here with the rotations coming across. It's a 2v4 situation. You don't want to be involved in that. Mid lane being pressured in. I don't think there's any way to defend this. Joy trying to defend it. Pops the Electro Beats, gets taken out, and that's mid lane turret going the way of RVP. And with this map control, the balance on this game has shifted a little bit. It was evenly balanced between the two teams, but Reverse Push, they seized the opportunity. There's Way of the Dragon onto the Ruby. Will we see the follow-up? Ruby disengages Mountain Shocker onto Super Light. Mouse Armor manages to get the kill. The chase is on here into the jungle, forcing the side of Screen Warriors back. And with that, third and final turtle has gone the way of RVP, and they have the map control. This could prove to be dangerous for the side of Screen Warriors. Joy, we would expect to see some amount of split pushing coming in here from General Cho. As you can see, he's heading off towards, just waiting for some vision, realizes everyone's in the bot lane. We'll probably trade off turrets in here. As there is once more the chase onto the Ruby, but Ruby is not really a target you'd want to go for. It is a trade-off of turrets. So first turret going the way of Screen Warriors, but RVP with that mid lane, with all the tier 1 turrets being removed from the equation, that gives them a healthy position heading into that final minute for the next Lord. With a 3k gold lead, that's about an item, as we just put the items up on screen so you can see what everybody's building towards. Sky Piercer being built on that Zetien, as she's been an absolute menace so far. But look at Stark. Stark's gold lead is phenomenal there on the YSS. And that's not something you want to see. Oh, there's the tectonic charge onto 2. The follow-up. But Zetien with the kickback. Oh my goodness. Ruby surviving through everything. There's a Minoan Fury. However, Super Light hits that way of the dragon. He's going to get taken down. He's unstoppable for the YSS. Last Insanity. That should be the Grok taken down as well. As YSS trying to chase onto the Joy. Joy managed to get to safety in the base. But this should be tier 2 turrets being removed from the equation. And with that, number advantage, position advantage, first Lord of the game up, stuck on this YSS super fed at this moment in time. So this is looking dire if you're a Screen Warrior supporter, which I think 60% of you are. But if you are RVP supporter, things are looking quite good. There's a oh, it's going to be General Cho with a pick off into the backline. There's Last Insanity. They're trying to get this. He manages to secure the retry as they force the YSS away. The fight going on as Cho just ceasing everybody up. There's the way of the dragon. Do we have the follow-up here? They take down the Dark Knight on the Xbox. There's a shutdown kill. Could this be the moment where the game has swung? This is the thing about Mobile Legends. My goodness, this game is just so back and front. Like RVP had a solid lead, solid start as they were just getting a hand on the throat of this game, and then all of a sudden Screen Warriors with the switch up, one major objective, one contest, and then suddenly the game has changed once more. YSS, but that Mountain Shocker Joy has to be wary of the YSS. YSS, as you can see, based on the gold, he already has 3 items completed. Is packing a real punch. Now the question is lane equilibrium. How is it going to be established? Lord being allowed to push freely as the side of Screen Warriors want to try and take the bot turret. It's just Super Light giving vision on the top. I don't think they're going to really be going to allowing that Lord to push in onto the base. Yeah. So tier 2 turrets going to be difficult to achieve. Once more tectonic charge, doesn't manage to catch onto anybody. The Mountain Shocker into the mix, but doesn't land onto anyone as well. General Cho pushing this bot lane here, wants to try to take at least one tier 2 turret, but the fight is on here. YSS dashing back to safety. Joy pops that dash in, just zoning everyone away. There's going to be a tier 2 turret taken down, but the shield is still in the mix here. So the holy shield finally popped here on the bot lane, though I don't think there's going to be any major engagements happening for the next 80 seconds or so. But this game has evened itself out. More, I'd say it's pretty much balanced right now. It's still a 1k gold lead in the favor of reverse push. And I will say taking that mid lane tier 2 turret is a bit more beneficial than taking one of the side lane tier 2 turrets, because it does allow for a lot more pressure to be placed. Super Shady on that Cho, just trying to set up a slow push here on the top lane, just to force rotations around the map, because this is the name of the game right now. Everything is going to be all about this map control. As not friend saying, it's an interesting build for Super Shady on the Cho. Yeah, he's going for the damage build, not the Blade of Heptases though, which is quite interesting. But he's probably going to be trying to move in and out and build those War Axe stacks as we're heading into the 30-second mark here for this next major objective. The fight already starting. Oh, there's the engagement. The Way of the Dragon, the knockup, the follow-up is in there. Super Light with Way of the Dragon in the backline. They're chasing everybody down. It's a double kill. Are they going to go for more? That's the question. It's a 3-for-1 exchange. Only Super Shady on that Cho being removed from the equation. And that gives the side of Screen Warriors the option to take this second Lord and put themselves into pole position to try and end. The Stark is quite close by, but being zoned away by velocity on that Grok. Grok says he sort of like went Super Saiyan and being allowed to push more or less freely. But this time around, Screen Warriors were like, no, let's use the distraction being created by General Cho on the top lane. Dark Knight wants to stop this Lord from heading in towards the base. There's the Tectonic Charge of trying to take down the Frog Armor, but he commits the last Insanity, using it to try to clear the wave. The follow-up is in there, but there's a lot of damage. Super Shady has to escape on the Cho. The Lord charges into the base, but RVP showing a lot of discipline, not going in for the fights, just using this opportunity to take the Lord out of the equation. They managed to defend the tier 3 turrets, and so far no turrets have fallen. It's just maybe potentially this top lane turret, but I think they've got, what a defense from the side of Reverse Push, as perfect as you could get it. You lost a Lord and you did not lose a single turret in the game. Amazing defense coming out from them. This is like defense 101 for anybody who wants to go back and look back at how they set up for their defense here. Very intense from these two teams. We're heading into the 15-minute mark. We're at the late game stage. We've got the builds up and running. Everyone is more or less heading towards their 5th, maybe 6th item. Out in front with a massive gold lead is Stark on the YSS. General Cho, not that far behind, has picked up the Wishing Lantern, so there's a bit of a power spike coming the way of General Cho on that Joy. But as we know, Joy does not scale all that well into the late game as compared to a YSS. So how's the effectiveness of this is going to be? Oh, there's the engagement here onto Super Shady. He has to disengage. The poke damage. It's Xborg leading the front line. Dark Knight with the recall in the bush. Just some taunt action going. Now the question comes down to, how is the lane management gonna work once more? As we know, lane management is the name of the game as we head into the 30-second mark before this next major objective. So we've got a 1-2-2 or 1-1-3 split coming out here from the side of a Reverse Push, as General Cho just waiting patiently in the bushes, gets scouted out, gets pulled back, has to dance to safety as it's going to be the last Insanity under the turret. Dark Knight, did he overextend here with this commitment? No, he's gonna be able to reposition. There's B612 with the zoning away, allowing the Xborg to just go back to base, heal up. We'll get the Frog Armor. There's Way of the Dragon. Beautiful pick off as the setup is there, and that's gonna give advantage. Not a massive advantage, slight advantage going the way of Screen Warriors as this objective is up and running. Xborg trying to find the angle here to create the space for Stark to go in, just to try to contest. Super Shady trying to take down the Frog Armor, but there's the Tectonic Charge. Way of the Dragon popped, forcing Stark back. Happy Hobo is being chased back as well, as it's gonna be another pick-off kill. Dimple Druid keeping that Lord alive as they manage to take this down. This is beyond the 12 minutes, a 16-minute Lord, not exactly the 18-minute Lord. But the question is, can they actually mount some sort of push onto the turrets here? Will the side of Screen Warriors, or will we see another perfect defense coming out from the side of Reverse Push? Intense is the action so far. The Lord making his way down the bot lane here, being allowed to push freely. So once more, it's Happy Hobo and Dark Knight just trying to stop the Lord from charging in. But meanwhile, Screen Warriors taking the opportunity to get into another turret here. It's Joy with the Electro beats there underneath the turret. Black Dragon form comes out. The Minoan Fury, not enough to keep anybody alive. There's an opportunity to lock on the base, but it's only 1 minion wave as Reverse Push once more. They're like, you know what? We're gonna defend with our lives. They did lose a tier 3 turret. Oh, there's the engagement here on the Xborg, but he's got that full Frog Armor up and running. This mid lane tier 2 turret just does not want to fall at all. So in terms of defense, I would say this is as good as it can get for the side of reverse push. And now the next lord's going to be very, very important. And I will say in this moment, Screen Warriors, they've sort of like a python squeezed this game in their favor and have given themselves the opportunity to seal it with this next lord, simply because they have the one tier 3 turret being taken out of the equation. So it's all about discipline right now, but there's a potential setup onto the Ruby. As they do take her out of the equation, she will be up and running and back to help contest for this final lord of the, or could potentially be the final lord of the Mountain Shock here, and Super Shady manages to dash back, but there's General Cho into the backline. Electro beats under the turret, but he's gonna get CC'd up, he's gonna get pulled back. That's going to be a punishment, with especially with the lord coming through. It's a monster kill going the way of YSS. My goodness. And this is no retribution, no jungle, as this final lord of the game could be. I'm saying final lord, right? Could be more than this particular lord. It's just usually with the 18-minute lord, it's going to be crazy, crazy, crazy difficult to try to stop it. Discipline was the name of the game here. Oh, there's a Grok once more, just stopping the YSS from coming through, as everyone is almost full build. As we see, there's the 18-minute lord. They need to create the space here for this the Joy to come back. Oh, Super Shady, way of the dragon. He timed it onto the YSS. He got the shutdown, but there's the Minoan Fury into the last Insanity. Joe with a knock up once more. He's gonna have to try to disengage here. Dimple Druid dishing out the damage on the Kimmy. Oh my goodness. It was a 4v5, but there was a massive turnaround here from Screen Warriors as they took 2 kills. They opted from going for the chase. They could have actually went for it. Okay, potentially went for it. And ended, but they decide, you know, to, this time around they went for the disciplined play. This time around they're like, yeah, okay, let's just take the 18-minute lord. This is the big boy. This is the beefy one, and we can use that to just, you know, just hopefully end the game off. But the defensive capabilities from Reverse Push has been quite amazing throughout this particular matchup. Lord once again freely being allowed to push their Super Shady into the front line. Tries to pop the way of the dragon, but the Grok's wall could have sealed his fate. Mountain Shock, the Rose Gold Meteor Shield comes through just at the right time to give him the little bit of health that he needs. Once the more mid lane has been pushed. The Reverse Push's ability to deal with these waves is very much on point. The Lord is going to be making its way into the base, but can the side of Screen Warriors even get close to the base? They're being very, very careful, but there's going to be Super Knight. He's into the mix here. He's like, we need to get this Lord in. He's trying to dive in onto the Zushin. The follow-up is there from their team. The Lord is down to a quarter health, but it's going to be a bloodbath in here. Lord is going to get taken down. YSS with a shutdown. That's a 3-for-0 exchange. It's only Grok and Cho left alive. Oh my goodness. It's a 4-for-1 exchange. Could this be the moment that the game has swung? This could, I mean, it's like almost a minute before anybody's going to be left alive to come back. As there's one more minion. It's going to be Super Shady, who's going to have to pull a super play off to try to get rid of this one minion. He's going to sell some items, get some immortality going. They definitely will lose this mid lane turret, that's for certain. The waves being pushed in. Super Shady has to try to pull something out. Oh my goodness, he's going to get taken down. There's the lock onto the base. This is first game going the way of Reverse Push. The defense won against the offense in this particular matchup. What a game. What an absolute cracker of a matchup between these two teams. Stark with the MVP overall, 10-2-8 on that YSS. As we just put up the stats for you, and we'll be heading into the second game of the evening. All right, let me just get the lobby up and running and set, as we will be heading into this second matchup between the two teams. It'll be a bit of a switch up in terms of positions. Alright, let me just get everybody into the lobby. When we have everything set, we can head off into our lobby bans. And we'll see, is this going to go the full distance into a best of 3? Are we going to be able to have reverse push clutch this out? Who knows? As everybody is up and ready and set. So we're just waiting for one more player to join in from reverse push. But in the meanwhile, let me just get those lobby bans up and running. So it's first up will be Screen Warriors with their lobby bans. Alright, so we've got everybody in the mix here. Just going to wait for the bans to come through and then we'll be able to head off into the second game. Could be the last game. It is match point the way of reverse push. That game was, I mean, you see, okay, fair enough, it is a bit hot today. So maybe that's why I'm sweating, but maybe the game also was causing a little bit of sweat, a little bit of anxiety, because that game could have went either direction. It was crazy. So I'm just waiting for the bans. As it appears as if no one wants to get their bans going and ready and set. Okay, so it's going to be Kufra and Alucard and RVP. What are your bans? So Kufra and Alucard, the same as the previous matchup. It looks like we're going to be heading towards very similar, if not the same bans. Yeah, it's Granger and Kalia. So the bans are all ready and set. And let's see. All right, so I'm just going to tell everybody we're going to start now, heading into further action. It is into the banning phase we go once more. Alright, while the ban phase is going on, let me just get a glass of water quickly. I'll be back with all of you in a second.
Light me up and watch
Your
the
team
world
is
burn!
banning.
Thorns remain, should
Your team
petals
is
fall.
banning.
Butterflies born by thy
Your
wish,
team is banning.
guided by lantern's light.
They call me a hero because I saved my
Your
nation
team
from
is
falling
picking.
apart.
Harley is my most trusted partner.
Alright, I'm back and ready for the action. So it looks like reverse push focusing on General Cho there with the bans coming through on the Lance and YSS. Well, that considering the fact that you don't really want to leave those open, knowing that the enemy team has first pick. Zushin and the X-Borg being removed from the equation from the side of Screen Warriors, and they opt to go for the Grok play once more. This left the CC open, and with CC open, CC being picked up here by the side of reverse push. Stark going for that
Some lessons need to be repeated. Your team is
Fredrin pick here. Dimple Druid locking onto the Kimmy once more. Super Light this time saying, you know what, let me go for the Lapu and Mao Sama. If Mao Sama picks up this Matilda, that is what a trio combination this is going to be. CC Fred up into a Matilda. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. I mean, what do you do against that? You've got the extra shield being supplied by the CC, right? I mean, by the Matilda. And she's picked up the Revitalize with it. Just to add on to this mental extension that's going to be going on in the team fight. So you've got Revitalize Matilda. You've got CC to poke down the Grok and, well, the Lapu to a certain degree. You got Fredrin to just try to get into the backline and CC everybody up. That's a bit sick. That is a bit sick. And with the Lance YSS being removed from the equation as jungle options, it's like, what do you pick if you're going in the jungle? What are you going to lock on if you're going into the gold lane right now? Because you don't know what the gold lane pick is going to be. Happy Hobo. That, I mean, if there was ever a pick that was going to go with this lineup, it was going to be the Fasa. You do have a little bit of danger that can come through from the Lapu, yes, because, I mean, Lapu's primary target is guaranteed going to be that Fasa. General Cho going for an assassin here. If the game heads towards the mid to late game, then you're going to see the Hayabusa come to the forefront and be able to deal with that the pickoffs, right, and get in onto that Fasa, maybe take out the Matilda as well, maybe, possibly, very unlikely, right, but you'll be really targeting the Fasa, because that's where your damage is going to come from at this moment in time. So Dark Knight, he's gonna have to go with something with damage, right, and that's why we got the Joy on the XP lane. So Joy XP lane up against Lapu has the mobility to try to dash away from Lapu's skills. Lapu's skills are a little bit on the slower side in terms of animation, so that could work out in their favor. Harith up against a CC by the looks of it. So that's going to prove to be a very interesting battle between the two. I would think that Harith would come out on top on this particular battle. He does outrange the CC and has the mobility to escape those yo-yos of hers. So, because CC, one of the things that makes her so strong is her lane dominance. Both going for that bit of damage here, but I mean, well, it's CC going for the tankiness. Joy had to go for the damage build, as you can see from the emblem setup, because your main source of damage is going to be coming from the Fasa. So if you're the side of Screen Warriors, you're going to have to target the Fasa just to shut her down very early, but that's going to be difficult with a front line like the way she's going to be protected. They're going to be protecting Happy Hobo as if he's, not a hobo, living in a palace, more like it. Difficult matchup this. But enough about what I think is going to happen. It's what is going to happen. We're heading into this particular matchup. The second game, it is match point. Reverse Push winning the first game and, well, potentially setting up themselves to go even further in this competition. Screen Warriors will be trying to hope to end this off. With a victory here and then get themselves into a position to contest. Will they be able to get us into the third game? Will they not? This time round, in terms of lane dominance, in the mid lane, we would expect the Grok and Kimmy to do a fair little bit better than the Fasa Matilda combo, simply because Grok can place so much pressure. Velocity already level 2. Did do the scouting out here. He wants to try to get some poke onto this Matilda. Oh, there's the wall. The knock-up. He timed this so perfectly. Forcing Fasa away. She does use the guiding winds just to get back to safety. So no real harm being done. As there's a contest for the Litho. Not often we see this. And once. Well, we see Super Shady doing an excellent job on the Harith 1v1 situation. Gets the kill. We'll recall and... well, would that give his team a little bit of an advantage here? Heading into the first turtle of the game, 30 seconds left to go. Velocity in a very advanced position is going to get a decent amount of poke being placed onto him. The quad shadows did come out from General Cho. He does have the shadow kill available. Traction pulse was used by Kimmy. A Grok being engaged upon. It's a 3-on-1 situation. He's trying to survive this. There's going to be the praises wrap with the flicker. The revitalize, however, from the Kimmy, keeping everybody alive. Everybody being forced back there. Lots of skills being used, but no harm, no foul so far. As Fredrin, he doesn't have the Appraiser's Wrath available. There's the CC curtain call onto 2. Fred manages to seize the objective. General Cho just managing to escape here. Lapo super light there. He's gonna get nuked from the sky as it's Joy underneath the turret. But she's gonna get taken out. Is she gonna get taken out? The Venge is keeping her alive for the most part as Dumple Druid gets the return kill. It's a 2-for-2 exchange overall. It's 2-to-1 and the turtle. And look at the amount of turret gold that's going to be going the way of the side of reverse push. They put the squeeze on here. They managed to get a 500 gold lead. Super Shady trying to even that gold lead out as Farsa does what Farsa does best. Rotations across the map at ridiculously fast speed. There's Joy trying to scout out the Harith, who wants to throw out a bit of poke damage here. Dark Knight with the emote onto Super Shady. There's the Grok. The chase is on. Do they have the lock? Zabun Force comes out from the Harith, but it's just being used as a bit defensively to reposition. So lots of action so far, just like it was in the first game. But the gold lead going slightly in favor off the side of reverse push as once more Stark just placing so much of pressure here onto the jungle. Has a level, almost 2 levels advantage over General Cho, who is, well, we would expect a bit of a slower time for the assassin. With all the pressure being placed here. Stark trying to seize up velocity. He gets close to the wall. Once more, Kimmy throws out the traction pulse as it's a huge setup here around this bot lane. CC with the rotation, Super Light staying across. General Cho just trying to hope to get a pick off here. Is he going to go in onto this? The Matilda Revitalize comes out. Oh my goodness, Matilda the Revitalize just keeping it around. But there's CC. This should be the Hayabusa. He's trying to dance back to safety, but he gets taken out of the equation. That rotation there from the CC very much on point, and that with the second turtle being up, this could be a strong advantage going the way of RVP. But we did see this the last time up against Screen Warriors, and then they pulled it back around that next Lord. But can they do it this time around? They've got a lot more of a delayed composition here before they can come online. Not that much pressure to be placed here. There's a jungle invade going on as Joy goes in as Fredrin uses the retribution, docks onto that objective. Meanwhile, this rotations coming through from the CC is very much on point here, just forcing the plays across the map. Super Light now going for the lane cut just to try to deal with the CC rotation, because she is rotating quite a bit and it is causing chaos for the team across the map. As you can see here, General Cho is a couple of levels behind. He's only level 6 compared to Fredrin's level 8. That's 2 levels behind. And that's not what you want with your jungler. Oh, there's the engagement here as they do take down Joy, as Dark Knight went for the push, did manage to secure the turret, but paid for it with his life. Mid lane pressure being placed here. Fredrin trying to stop that from going on, as they will be able to deal with that. Once more CC into the mix. Her rotations have been very much on point. Super Shady will try to get a turret in response. The pressure is on into the jungle. Once more, it's going to be Stark taking the farm away from General Cho. Super Light has to disengage. This front line with the Matilda combination is just proving too much for the side of Screen Warriors right now. Lapu with the bravest fighter, but he's in a 1v3 situation. Uses the flicker to get back to safety. They did lose the turret. And there's the chase onto Joy once more. So it looks like Screen Warriors have decided to try to get the Harith fed, knowing that once we head towards the proper mid game and Harith starts to rotate, that could be where the advantage comes in for them. They're allowing the turtle to go once more, which I think is the better option, considering the control that the side of RVP have. There's a curtain call onto the Grok. He's taking a lot of damage. Harith with the Zab and Force, but he's in a 1v5 situation. He's gonna get CC'd up and blown up there. It's a 2-for-nothing exchange around this turtle. And with that 2-point, make that 3k gold lead going the way of RVP. They got the bit between their teeth. They should be able to put a lot of pressure, even maybe take this mid lane turret on CC once to try to deal with it. Super Light just going for the cut here, as there's a curtain call onto it too. CC throwing out the damage, but not quite enough just yet. This time around, once more, look at the pressure being placed here on the jungle. They're just summoning everybody. Grok on the opposite side of the map here, as they're trying to zone the Hayabusa away. He takes a lot of damage, has to retreat, use the retribution. So they are not giving General Cho any space. Nice wall coming in from the Grok there as the mid lane pressure is being placed. Fredrin, there's a knockup, but nobody's going to be able to get onto this Force. She's just dishing out the damage. She's nuking everybody. There's Harith with the Zap and Force, but once more, that Revitalize coming in clutch. There's the Guiding Winds, keeping everybody safe and alive. That from the moment we saw it in the draft, that trio pick was sick. It was absolutely sick. Zab and Force onto the CC. She pops the Vengeance, trying to survive through the damage. They're continuing the fight here. They're engaging onto her. There's the Shadow kill. No, coming out as it's going to be Grok who secures that kill. And so that's CC being removed from the equation, but the map control still on the side of RVP, just like it was in the last game. But this time around, are they going to be able to maintain the discipline necessary for this first Lord? The last time, this is where things changed. Dumple Druid piling the pressure on. Grok scouting out where Fred is. There's a traction pulse being thrown out onto the Fredrin, but Fredrin, he's just so tanky. He's just eating this all up. As the 10 seconds to the Lord, nice push play coming in from Super Shady and General Cho as they go in for, are they moving for the wraparound play? The Lord is up. The battle is carrying on here in their jungle. They're going to put pressure into the mid lane while this Lord is being started up, so they could achieve the mid lane turret and then still get into position because Matilda is quite low. Fredrin senses that there's a bit of danger. The pressure was being placed across the map here. Nice control from the side of Screen Warriors as they are, the defense is in there. CC just dealing with the buff. CC's been causing chaos this entire game, but it looks like they're setting up. Stock is quite low on the Fredrin. The Lord is a bit tanky, can dish out the damage. Super Light being zoned away, but there's Grok with a tectonic charge. There's a Zab and Force into the backline. A Brazer's Wrath, but somehow Super Shady dodges it. It's Fredrin in the front line, CCing everybody up. The Shadow kill still available from Hayabusa. He's trying to find the angle to go in there. Joy with that Electro beats, tries to engage, but Matilda is so low. Fredrin does get the objective. Shadow kill comes out. Joy does take down the Hayabusa, and with that, it's a 2-for-2 exchange. But there's Super Shady on the Harith. He's just pulling out the damage as he manages to get quite a couple of kills in there. So they took the Lord, but can they take the advantage here? Dumple Druid trying to get the pressure placed onto the mid lane, but Happy Hobo throws out the feathered airstrike just to keep everything safe. So I don't think we're going to be heading in towards any of the tier 3 turrets, even potentially the tier 2 turrets, because losing that many players wasn't the ideal situation for the side of RVP, but a Lord is still a Lord nonetheless, as we're watching the defense come out in the mid lane, because that is the most likely tower to fall, is mid lane and top lane. How are they going to split out to try to deal with this is the question. There's Fredrin. He wants to charge into the jungle. They have vision on this blue buff from early on in the game and been mounting the pressure here. We should see this mid lane turret being taken down. Oh, nice positioning there from Happy Hobo. But there's the engagement from Lapo Super Light. He goes in. Oh, Zab and Force comes out. The Prince's Wrath dashed away, but there's Frederick. He's surviving through all of this. The guiding winds, the shield, just too much. Circling Eagle, knock up onto 2, but there's Hayabusa, Shadow Kill into the backline, but he just manages to escape this. There's the Electro beats Croc with the knock up. They're trying to chase onto Super Light. He is taking the curtain call onto 2, but once more the Zap force into the mix. This time around, they do manage to catch Super Shady. They lock him down, but he manages to escape. Velocity with the save in there as the defense is coming out this time around from the side of Screen Warriors. I can't tell you which way I think this game is going to go. This is so insane. Reverse Push are literally giving it their all here. We were another minute away from the next major objective, which is going to be the Lord. It'll be the 12-minute Lord, so no Holy Shields will be available. And as expected, Tier 2 turrets more or less intact, or at least the one in the mid lane anyway. The other two are bound to fall either which way. Oh, there's Harith. He's going in onto the CC. Zerban Force dancing around, killing spree on the Harith. We knew once Super Shady was able to get into the team fight could be a possible game changer in terms of the outcomes, but my goodness, that combination so difficult to deal with for the side of Reverse Push. This is where things get a little bit dangerous. Oh, what a tectonic charge into the Zerban Force. It's going to be revitalized. Not enough. Shadow Kill into the back line there. Matilda being forced away. Hayabusa does dance back. There's the knock up onto Joy. She does get the escape going. Oh, the guiding winds just keeping everybody alive. Look at how long this fight is going. It's General Cho. He's CC'd up. The Circling Eagle. He gets taken down underneath the turret. Or at least as he tried to escape from underneath the turret. But once more, Harith Shady with the camp. He's going in. He gets another kill. He forces, and that's a kill onto the Fredrin as well. There's Joy with the Electro beats trying to go in onto the Shady. That's the curtain call comes through. Double kill from Dark Knight saying, if you can bring a play, I can do one better. As he sets up for his team, the Lord is going to be taken down here. No retribution, no problem. I think they want to go for this. But the Lord is doing quite a bit of damage here onto Joyce. She's like, wait a minute here. I'm not a tank. I'm not a tank. People, I am not a tank. So with this reset here, there's the potential to contest for this objective. Super Light with the bush checking. Joy, nice split pushing at the bottom here. We know it's going to be the Lord dance time here as once more the conceal play coming out. There's the wall. There's the tectonic charge. The setup. The knockdown is like Skittles in a bowling alley as Screen Warriors give themselves the positioning, the angle to try to deal with us. They should be able to melt this Lord down. And Stark is trying to get in here. She's like, I wish I had my Iron Man suit. Tony Stark. Oh, but Joy with the push. Super Light scouting it out here. Manages to stop the Joy from taking down the tier 3 turret. And with this now it comes down to, can Screen Warriors do what they couldn't do in the last game, which is use the Lord to their advantage? Or will we see Reverse Push with that textbook style defense? Textbook. Absolute class. There's Joy into the mix. There's going to be the engagement onto Joy. Tectonic charge. It's the Shadow Kill, but the vengeance is just keeping Joy alive. Additional the damage velocity gets taken down, and that's not what you want with the Lord being up. So once more, the defense should be available and sorted out for the side of RVP. It's 12-12. The gold is pretty much even, though the turrets are in the advantage of Reverse Push. And I don't even think Screen Warriors would be able to take a mid lane turret. It's going to be difficult. Fredrin with the immortality just tries to taunt out Super Shady. There's the Shadow Kill by Hayabusa, just poking, forcing away. They want to create the space to try and take this mid lane turret. Oh, the curtain call. But the bravest fighter, they finally managed to CC up Maosama, but Maosama with the revitalized escaping Joy in the back line. Dark Knight is definitely worthy of an MVP performance on the CZ, but look at this. It's going to be the tectonic charge of a lifetime from Velocity. He set it up. Triple Druid was taken down, but what a tectonic charge coming in. The chase underneath the turret, as this should be a tier 2 turret falling. We should see another one on the bot lane here. They have the opportunity to push in for a tier 3 turret. Are they going for the anti-angle? It's a 3v2 situation. The Zaban Force, they're diving into the backline. Fred's trying to CC the wave up. Oh my goodness, the minion waves coming. There's the curtain call. Immortalities are popped. It's a double kill. It's a team wipe. It's just the last couple of health bars left here as they lock on. Oh my goodness, that was so intense. That was insane.
Victory!
What a play between these two teams. This has set things up for the third and final game. It is anybody's guess who's gonna win this one. My goodness, what a cracker. We are into the latter stages of the competition. Now this is the point where things get very, 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 very intense. I'm gonna keep the scores up and running. RVP for the side of Screen Warriors was Super Shady, very well deserved. Stark on that Fredrin. Stark is I must admit, one of my favorite junglers in the tournament so far. Really loving the plays coming out from Stark across the tournament, and well, this goes to show how good Stark is at this moment in time. I don't know if it's a he or a she, right? I think it's a he. It's got that he symbol in here, but very, very strong performance. However, with that being said, let us head into the next lobby. Third game, final game. Obviously, it's going to be the final game, right? It's match point to both teams. Let me get this lobby ready and set. I know you don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. The players probably don't want to wait either. We need to head into the action. Let me get the referees in here. Let me get the players in here to follow. It's going to be this time around Screen Warriors with the second pick and ban, would reverse push first pick first ban. It worked out very well in their favor. But in terms of draft, I'm not gonna lie, right? The draft from reverse push both games were wow. What a fantastic draft they had. Both matches, and when we saw that, especially the second game, that trio that they picked up front, Fredrin, CC, Matilda. If you're looking for a dominant trio to deal with the mid-game situation, that was it. That was what a choice. All right, so this time I don't even have to ask for the bans. It's the same bans as it was the last time round. It's Granger, Kalia, it's Kupra, Alucard. It's time for the normal ban, so let me just tell the players we're starting now. Good luck, have fun, as we will find out who will be going through to the next round of the game. Origins, the tournament, the place to be. As we head into the banning phase once more. Mouse Armor this time with the first ban for RVP.
Welcome to
Got rid of the Grok. They were like, you guys, you picked up Grok one too many games. Xborg the response, a respect ban from the first game.
Thorns remain. Should petals fall.
Lancelot to follow up. I mean, nobody wants to leave a Lance open. Will we see the YSS ban coming through this time? Yeah, it had to have been. You just can't leave that the YSS in the hands of Stark. It was like from that first game, too deadly, beyond deadly, super deadly. That was Stark on the YSS.
Let's hear from the crowd. Make some noise for yours truly.
B612, amazing job on the CC in the last game. Was came up with some clutch plays, and so they're continuing with the CC pick into the mix here. So Super Light, Super Shady, the first two picks for the side of Screen Warriors.
butterfly is born by thy wish.
See value in me?
Swapping out Dimple Druid for the Zushin. And General Cho going for the Fredrin pick, knowing that, we don't have all that many meta jungles available, so you might as well go for and lock onto the Fred while you have the opportunity to do so. And my goodness, it is heating up here and in my mini studio here. It is heating up in the game. Let me just get this fan up and running.
Minotaur will finish off what was left undone.
For those of you who don't know, I'm in Durban, and there ain't no summer like a Durban summer. We don't have spring and autumn in Durban. If you're thinking, oh, but it's still spring. Durban just goes summer, winter. We only have 2 seasons. So Stark this time opting to, so we got a bit of a swap in terms of the jungle. It's a Hayabusa being picked up by Stark, General Cho going for the Fredrin. Mao Sama loves that Minotaur, and well, based on the first game, is definitely one for the. It's definitely a good pick into their play style. The Minoan Furies came out very clutch in that first game, especially towards the end.
I am vengeance incarnate.
Super light on that Lapu Lapu just to try to deal with the CC. At least Lapu has the mobility to escape the attentions of a CC somewhat. But we're going to see how things go. It's the next couple of bans. Oh, looks like they're banning out one of Super Shady's famous heroes with the Moskov. And Eve being the consistent ban for the side of Screen Warrior. So not allowing Happy Hobo to lock onto that Eve. And ooh, Xavier, knowing that there's no real backline dive for the side of Screen Warriors. And then Dark Knight opting to go for, I like to, ooh, I thought he was going for Mr. Safety, which is the Clint, but he's decided to lock onto the Bruno, so high risk, high reward kind of play. And Super Shady with the Nathan pick, or the Nathan pick, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, right? Nathan, Nathan, you can have an argument in the chat how you're supposed to pronounce that. In terms of draft, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Who won this particular draft between the two teams? It's fairly balanced. It's fairly balanced. It's the real question is going to come down to how the Minnow and CC are going to combine to give the space that's necessary for their backline dive with the Hayabusa. Xavier in the late game is going to be very, very much a problem. It really, really comes down to this part of the game, with the early part of the game. If you're the side of Screen Warriors, you do have a fairly strong early game. You've got the Hylos Zushin combination with the Fredrin in the mix as well. You've got Lapu to add to the equation, so you've got that early game. Nathan is the only late game hero on their side, and really the only major source of their damage. So they have early game strength, the ability to dominate. The question is, can they dominate with this? Because the longer this game goes on, the more in favor of reverse push this could swing. Because Bruno will come online, Hayabusa will come online. The same with Xavier. I mean, Xavier with that range. And you don't really have backline dive to try to deal with the Xavier. There's a pressure being placed onto Xavier by Hylos, their velocity. This is what you'd expect. You've got that early game composition. Zetchian with the lift off once more. They're putting a lot of pressure on a Happy Hobo, forcing back onto the turret. The knock-up comes through. Oh my goodness, Happy Hobo almost being sent back to the base. And well, they were going to say, you're not so homeless anymore. We're going to send you to the base. Heals back up, has some heals coming in from Minnow as well. But once more, look at this from Velocity. The pressure he's placing here onto Happy Hobo. Not allowing the mid lane control to go the way of RVP. But are they going to go for some pressure in the jungle? That's the question. Hayabusa, even though there's so much pressure being placed onto the Xavier, he's being allowed more or less to free farm. Hylos scouted out by the CC. CC is one of those heroes who can deal with the Hylos, but Zushin here just to try to keep everybody away. Oh, there's the engagement. Hayabusa did not have the Shadow Kill available, so couldn't go in for the full combination. Got quite a bit of poke onto Velocity on that Hylos, and Hayabusa already level 4. Fredrin just gotten his level 4 as well, went for the full jungle clear rotation. Both these teams are prioritizing the XP lane, but there's the engagement onto CC. The control is in there. There's the Hayabusa. He can't get the shadow kill off. Your Fredrin hits that Appraiser's Wrath. Does a bit of damage, not enough to knock everybody down, but Happy Hobo CC's up 3. The turtle being set and reset again. As the side of Screen Warriors, they've got to decide whether they really want to go in. Oh, there's a Bravest Fighter. It does land on the CC, but she does manage to dash away. Lapu is going to get bossed down. Yes, the curtain call does come in. It's First Blood going the way of RVP, but the turtle goes the way of Screen Warriors. So I would say honors even in that particular engagement. Fredrin, would the jungle invade? Does he? I mean, I would actually be going for the blue buff right now. Considering that you did see Hayabusa so low, but he just opts to take one of the small camps, playing it a bit safe here, General Cho. I think a bit of aggression could have worked out nicely in his favor if his team responded to it, but they decided against it. Super Shady pops the ultimate, helps clear the wave. Lots of damage being placed onto the Minoan. Commits the Minoan Fury, has to heal back up and disengage. The glorious pathway coming out from the Hylos as well. As once more, CC, as you expect, would have the better time in terms of wave clear compared to the Lapu. But Lapu just throwing out those skills, yeah. Keeping everything more or less okay. Super Shady, a bit of a XP, and I'd say, let's just see the gold. Slight bit of gold ahead of the Bruno. Not that much. Once more, Super Shady going for the fast wave clear. Bruno with that insane damage output, just forcing Super Shady back. Had to be a bit careful. Meanwhile, his teammates are making the rotation up towards the gold lane, though we won't expect to see an engagement unless somebody overextends. Mino doesn't have the Minoan Fury, but goes in. There's the engagement onto Hylos. Shadow Kill comes out. The glorious pathway as well. He pops the Revitalize. So lots of skills being baited out in that particular engagement. We'd have a bit of a pause, and we'll see now what is going on with that pause. Actually, I wouldn't even know what's going on in the pause. I'm not even on Discord. Let me find out. This was the first pause of the evening. I'm saying first pause, right? I hope it's the last pause of the evening. I hope we don't have any issues with regards to the pause. Alright, we're back into the equation. Okay, so that was a fairly quick unpause. As it is 10 seconds to go for the second turtle of the game. There's a stun up onto Mausama. They're going to engage on him. Are they going to be able to take him down? Do they have the damage? Yes, they do. General Cho gets that kill. Hylos CC'd up. He is quite low. Hayabusa threw out the quad shadows, but is going to be zoned away. No Kakashi there. No Sharingan to try to steal that turtle. And oh, glorious pathway engagement here onto the Hylos. There's the stun coming onto the Hayabusa. There's the stun coming out. They CC, they control Hayabusa up. The pressure being placed here. CC trying to get something done, but she's going to get engaged upon. Appraiser's Wrath comes into the mix, but CC, she's eating up the damage. Yes, she gets lifted there by the Zushin and brought back. Oh my goodness, Super Shady with a push in the mid lane. Dances away, almost takes down the mid lane turret. This is 4-1 in the favor of Screen Warriors. This is the first time they managed to achieve a decent amount of control in the early game. They went for the early game composition this time round, and it's paying dividends for them. Do they have the ability to close it out? No, that's the real question. Super Shady with the push here, he senses a bit of danger. That sixth sense kicking in here. That's what how many games has Shady played in his lifetime? That's what 100,000 games does for you. Oh my god, there's engagement onto Lapo. Yeah, Stark was trying to get the... Oh, they're Frederick with the CC control onto Minotaur. The force back. Oh my goodness. It's going to be Lapo Rob. Deleted the combination coming through from the Bruno and Xavier. Meanwhile, the push being set up here as we see the first turret of the game has gone the way of... Screen Warriors, so they traded XP Lane for the turret, though I don't think it was so much of a trade. I think Super Light got shocked with the amount of damage that came through from that combination. It was a lot. Third and final turtle is up. Mid lane control has been established. There's the engagement here onto CC, but the Minoan Fury curtain call onto 2. The follow-up, glorious pathway in the backline. Oh boy, he's going out there, but Fredden hits that appraiser's wrath as the steamroll is there for the side of Screen Warriors. They should be able to take this, no contest, no problem. And well, with this, I think the bot lane turret should fall as well. RVP in a lot of danger right now. They need to slow this game down. Mid lane turret. Oh my goodness. There's like 1 hit away. I thought the mid lane turret was falling as well. But RVP, they've got to slow this game down in order to get back into it. They've got the late game. You know, the longer this game goes, the more they can come online. Is CC gonna be removed from the equation? As the damage output from Super Shady on the Nathan is just too hot to handle. Let me just get the items up. You can see he's got the Feather of Heaven and the concentrated energy out and running, so he can sustain to quite a bit. General Cho with a wraparound play, but the stunner comes up from the Xavier, catching on to 4 players. It's still 70 seconds to go for the Lord, as General Cho is placing so much pressure here in the jungle, not allowing Stark the opportunity to farm, saying, yeah, you did this to me the last game, now it's my turn. Revenge is sweet, or a dish best served cold. Once more, Super Shady does not care about the damage. He's sustaining through so much of the concentrated energy. He's recalling on everybody. 40 seconds to go for the next Lord. There's Fredrin CCing up 2 people. CC there as well. The glorious pathway, the engagement. It's Bruno taken down. Killing spree going the way of Super Shady on the Nathan. 30 seconds to go for the Lord. Pressure being placed all the way across the map. Zushin with the airlift, but she's gonna get caught out. Shadow kill. Oh my goodness, the Crimson Lantern just in time. Nice play from Dumble Druid there. Well, dangerous play in the beginning and then a nice play as a recovery. But now it's a question of discipline. Discipline is the name of the game. You're gonna try to get those holy shields being taken down. Maybe another tier 2 turret, as Super Light is sensing the opportunity to try and take a holy shield. No, he's opting against that. So even though we will expect Screen Warriors to take this Lord uncontested, I don't think that it's a winning angle. Potentially a tier 3 turret. Dawning Light coming out from the Xavier just to potentially go for a kill, for a Lord steal there. Does Xavier have... Okay, he's building towards the Wishing Lantern. This should be the final tier 3 turret, as Hylos is just zoning the CC away, giving Nathan the space to take down the final tier 2 turret, sorry. The Holy Shields are all up, right? Lord being moved in this time around. The map control is quite nice. There's a glorious pathway. Stun comes out. The Lord being stopped before he can actually get in. Oh, the Holy Shield does pop this time around on both directions, as the Hayabusa with the quad shadows trying to get in, but he's gonna dance away. Didn't get CC'd up. There is still one more Holy Shield available. It's all a question of resyncing the waves for the side of Screen Warriors, and well, the defensive game, as we know from RVP, is super strong. They need to try and lock onto Super Shady if they hope to get anything done. There's Lapu into the backline here with Hylos as well. The mid lane has been open. It's been exposed as the stun comes out. Aegis being popped by Bruno. But I think this is going to be... Oh, there's one more Holy Shield in the mix. Nathan is trying to get one more tier 3 turret. They have the opportunity to take the top lane one, as Hayabusa trying to clear the wave. Gets the shadow kill out there. There's the Dawning Light with the glorious pathway with the Revitalize. Just trying to keep the front line available. Frederick taking a ton of damage. Just dashes back to safety. Once more, lots of pressure being placed in the base, but we will see Screen Warriors definitely disengaged right now. Now's the time to, just farm up jungle, hopefully try and squeeze another tier 3 turret down, as they are trying to find the space here for Nathan to get the lock on. The defense coming out here, Minnow, because of Minnow and Fury, but he's taking so much damage, he's going to be removed from the equation. Mega kill going through. Lapu zoning everybody away into the backline as Screen Warriors get what they wanted, which is a pick-off kill. Not all they wanted, which was the turret, but are going to have to back off. RVP, like I said, they've got to slow this down. They need the Bruno to come online. They need the Xavier to come online. The Glowing Wand has been picked up by the Xavier, so you've got enough anti-heal for the side of RVP. They need the damage output to come through. The Berserker's Fury, oh my goodness, look at this from the Nathan. He's just, Fed Nathan is just so scary. That's another pick off with just under 30 seconds for the Lord to go. We will see the wave cut coming through here from Super Shady. As you can see, the Nathan is already 5 items down. You've got the Holy Crystal, you've got the Blood Wings up and running. This is the 12-minute Lord. Potential ending angle, I don't know. What do you think in the chat? Do you think this is the ending angle? Velocity commits that glorious pathway going in with Super Shady. They are playing quite aggressive. I know they have a massive gold lead at this moment in time. 10k gold lead, or 9k gold lead, shall we say. But it just takes one slip up. Especially when you head to this stage in the competition where the teams are very, very, very good. Now, would the Screen Warriors have the opportunity to try to end this? Right? They have the opportunity. But we have seen reverse push with defense after defense in that first game. That their defensive capabilities are insane. But with the gold that's been picked up by this Nathan here, he's 10.9. Crazy gold count. Can they actually get it done? Screen Warriors moving in with the Lord. There's the engagement. Happy. Hobo force back low. There's going to be a monster kill for Super Shady. Couldn't call it to come out. They're trying to find the angle to get it to this Nathan, but he's healing through everything. The opportunity is in there to lock onto the base. It's a double kill for Super Shady. The recalls are there, and that's game, set, match going the way of Screen Warriors. What a matchup between these two teams. Reverse push, pushing them all the way to the end, but Screen Warriors coming out on top in this final game of the match, or of this series, right? It's not the final game of the evening. I almost said evening. We do have another match to come. And the next match, I mean, if you thought this was a hotly contested match, which it was, I'm not taking anything away from the players in here. It's Happy Hobo with the MVP for the side of Reverse Push, and Super Shady with a very well-deserved MVP for the side of Screen Warriors. Right? With all of that, right, as exciting as and intense as this match was, the next matchup, Retilliant Suns up against 1HP. Retilliant Suns, if you don't know, because it's a newish name, has an all-star studded lineup. And they're up against, well, one of the most dominant forces in Mobile Legends for the longest period of time, which is 1HP. This is going to be an absolute cracker coming up next. But as I'm saying that, right, we're going to have the pause screen up and running for just a moment, right? It's just a few more minutes till we get the lobby set and ready and everything, and all the action there. So don't go away. Don't forget to smash that like, share, and subscribe button. We'll be catching you on the next game starting in just a few minutes.
You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Let's go. Thoughts can
keep you down, pushing deep until you drown. Or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit and I plan, and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best, teach a system I invest. Never hidden, I ain't scared, ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing, yeah.
The will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. The will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose.
Something, that's all you need. I wake up ready for the day because I believe in everything that I'm doing, like it was meant to be. I get fixated and captivated on learning things. Don't hesitate to ask questions, the answer that I need. It's out there somewhere, I swear I can find the recipe. By testing, learning, and turning into a better me.
It lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. It lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose.
Let's go. Thoughts can keep you down, pushing deep until you drown. Or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit and I plan, and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best, teach a system I invest. Never hidden, I ain't scared, ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing, yeah.
The will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. The will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal
I wake up ready for the day because I believe in everything that I'm doing like it was meant to be. I get fixated and captivated on learning things. Don't hesitate to ask questions, the answer that I need. It's out there somewhere, I swear I can find the recipe. By testing, learning, and turning into a better me.
It lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. It lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose.
Let's go. Thoughts can keep you down, pushing deep until you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit and I plan, and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best. Teach a system, I invest, never hidden, I ain't scared. Ain't no chicken, I take dance. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing, yeah.
Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose.
Testing, learning, and turning into a better me.
It lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. It lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. We're into the second game of the evening. It is going to be Retillant Suns up against 1 HP in a absolute cracker of a game. We should be starting now, right, any minute. We just have some tiny technical difficulties with one of our referees just needs to get the phones restarted. You know how it is, right? Sometimes the phones overheat a little bit. It's a little bit of a problem. It's going to be reset. We're going to get into the matchup very shortly. But after the excitement of the previous game, my throat is, I've got my big old water bottle here. Gotta get those vocal cords nice and wet in order to cast in this particular game, which is one I've been looking forward to throughout the course of this week. Retillant Suns, as you can't see, I can see, I'll tell you, right? It's a cracker lineup from them, right? You've got Poopy Bluey, which I don't know why his Poopy is Bluey, but it is. But one of the more famous names in the server, Zephyrus, Imagination, Cupcake, Unity, strong lineup from them. And well, 1 HP, do they even need an introduction at this particular stage? You've got Jordan, War, Unwanted, Unloved, Gambit, Kubo. This is a star-studded lineup from them as well. I was definitely looking forward to this. Okay, we finally have the referee in the mix. We just need to wait for one more player to join us and we can start and head into the action in just a minute. Just to inform everybody, the lobby bans were done already. So the lobby bans, just for I'm sure everyone's interested, right? Because it does play a big part. I did get to see some comments about draft gaps, etc. Because I mean, drafting is an art form, let's be honest, right? You can win or lose the game in the drafting phase alone, right? So the drafts in the lobby phase that have come out so far is Basha, Alice, Gatto, and Bernadetta. So once again, Basha, Alice, Gatto, Benny. That's the 4 lobby bans. We're going to see how this is going to play a part into the whole mix. I think everybody is ready. All right, so we should have everything set. Oh no, what's happening? All right, while everybody is ready and set and we have everything in the mix, okay, so let us start and head into the game. So 62% of the votes going the way of Retillant Suns. It's Imagination who's going to be teasing our imaginations with the first ban for the side of Retillant Suns, or Suns shall we call them. Leaving it low, missed ban from Imagination. 1 HP's War with the response ban. It's going to be Fasa as Shax. The next ban coming through for the side of Retillant Suns. Goes for the Grok ban. Grok is a definite ban. Based on the performances we've seen with Grok in this tournament, in the pro scene, in rank, even if it's solo queue rank, Grok is a definite ban. Definite perma ban, shall I say. Kimmy, the first ban coming out, the last ban, sorry, should I say, coming out from the side of 1 HP. And Poopy Bluey with the Lancelot pick. I mean, Lancelot's still available. YSS is still available. This is going to be interesting in terms of the jungle picks. Because for the first time, we are getting to see 2 teams who haven't really been focusing the jungle band. Oh my goodness. We've got Gambit picking up the CC early. Unwanted, Unloved going for the Bane pick. Bane, a little bit of a flex pick at this moment in time. So you don't know if he's going to rock the Bane in the jungle or the gold lane. preferably the gold lane. He's been monstrous in the gold lane in the pro scene. Actually, monstrous is an understatement. He does look a little bit like a monster, though. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe not the most handsome looking of faces out of all the heroes that's available in Mobile Legends. Though I will say this, right? His backstory, if you ever go into the lore, is also a little bit on the twisted side. If you ever get the chance, go and read that backstory. Zephyrus and Cupcake going for that OP, and what I can say now is a little bit OG combination. It's been the combo that has stood the test of time since Zushin was introduced into the mix. Hylos, Zushin. Deadly combo. Jordan locks onto that YSS, as would have been expected, being still available. Lots of vision. Bane, once we head off towards the Lord time, Bane will definitely be in the mix and allows for some very nice combinations in terms of achieving neutral objectives with that deadly catch. So Kubo, is he going for the Eve pick? Because Eve could work very nicely into that deadly catch.
Which I was made for.
Very nicely into that deadly catch, but let's see what the final few picks. I don't think we're going to see an Aldous, right? That's definitely a troll pick.
Let them play the hero. I will be the true.
Shaq's going for that Yuzong, so you got a bit of backline dive to deal with Kubo on the Eve, because I mean, the moment she hits that real world manipulation, right, she's more or less a sitting target and can definitely be targeted by one of the greatest backline diving heroes that are available for anybody, which is the Yuzong, and a strong gold laner to deal with the Bruno. I think the side of Retillant Sons did suspect that from the offing it was a Bane on the gold lane, and War going for the Khalid pick on the roam position. Khalid is, in my mind, one of the strongest roamers at this juncture in the game. He's got this early game pressure, early game rotations, and we will expect to see War and Gambit go a bit wild in their combination together. So it's the question really now. It comes down to this combo in the early game. It's the CC, the Eve, the Khalid. We know how well they can rotate. We know what they can do. They're going to be up against the Zushin, Hylos, and Yuzong. Yuzong is going to be delaying that engagement into the team fight a little bit, right? So you're looking at that trio here up against one another. The question, I think on my mind, and I'm sure on yours as well, is who's going to be winning this early game pressure. Zephyrus has the Revitalize on the Hylos, right? Hylos, as we know, largest HP pool of any hero in the game. Combined with the Zushin, can prove to be an annoyance, even with the Khalid, right? Khalid, as we know, can dish out the damage, has high mobility, and sustain from level 2. But that mid lane matchup is quite good. The damage from Eve is more on the poke side of things, right? So it's going to be a real battle here in the mid lane. As you can see, it starts off, but look at this. The Revitalize having to come out once more very early as Kubo just trying to get as much damage onto Cupcake as possible. Look at that from War. He's like, if you're gonna leave those little green Healy walls available, I'm gonna take it and heal back up. He needs to get that level 2 to try to get something done. Both the roamers. Oh, there's the engagement here onto Hylos. He's like extra health bar, nothing. Look at the damage coming from Khalid as War has to disengage. He's now going to be poked by Poopy Bluey on that Lancelot. He does have the Thorn Rose available. He pops it and goes in with a full combination. First blood going the way of Retillant Sons. The lift off here from Cupcake onto Kubo. Without the Khalid there, the Eve is not going to have the best of times up against the Zushin. But meanwhile, YSS has picked up the level 4. Zephyrus does get the scout out. War going in here with a little bit of poke damage as they are trying to set up. As per usual, both teams love to go towards the XP lane. We have seen this knowledge shift, I will say. I remember just a year and a bit ago when I first started casting for the South African scene, we'd never see rotations towards the XP lane. Like, never, ever, ever. It was just not a thing. And now, the amount of rotations, the style that teams are using, they're definitely doing their homework. We have seen a lot of improvements, right? When it comes to Retri battles right now, Lance obviously with the Thorn Rose and the Phantom Execution is favorite. There's the Black Dragon form coming out as we see as expected. Oh, engagement onto YSS. The Mounted Shock already be used as we see Returned Sun. They're diving in under the base. My goodness, it's the Turtle and 2 kills. Returned Suns are on fire at this early point in the game, putting a lot of pressure here onto 1 HP. It's difficult to contest an objective up against a Lance. But as you can see, oh, there's the engagement here onto Gambit. He's going to get stunned up. He pops the Vengeance. He's going to get lifted back. Does he have the mobility to escape? He hits the curtain call. He's sustaining through so much. He's going to get finally taken down. He's sustained through so much. Khalid wants to go in for a little bit of punish. But there's the Zushin. She's been causing so much chaos. Khalid taking too much damage. Has to pray the real world manipulation into the mix as it's going to be another kill. It's 5-0 in the favor of the Tillen Suns in this early part of the game. My goodness, they are definitely putting on the pressure here. Oh, there's the engagement onto Kubo. They camped him out as he was trying to make his way back. And that's going to be 6-0 in the favor of the Tillen Suns. This is going to put a lot of pressure here onto the Bane, because he's going to be one of the main sources of damage come the mid to late game. He is being allowed to farm up somewhat. CC here just playing safe. There's going to be War going to be engaged upon the glorious spot. Sandstorm being used defensively with the heal. Sabin Force is in there. There's the shutdown. YSS gets the kill onto that Lancelot who was going a bit wild. And then that's not what you want, you know, is a Lance to get fed that early. Going to try to pick up the Hunter Strike, but Hunter Strike being picked up first, completed first by the YSS. The second turtle has been started off. It is about a 1.5k gold lead in the favor of Tillen Suns with that early game pressure. It looks like 1 HP don't want to contest for this objective, knowing that the team fights are definitely not going to go in their favor until you can get the Bane to enter the equation. But even with this, right, if you're the side of 1 HP, you won't really be panicking at this moment in time. You'll be thinking, look, we've got the Bane, which is one of the best split pushes in the game. Oh, look at this. Once more engagement onto War. There's the Mounted Shock, real world manipulation. Black Dragon form does come out as they're going to try to engage onto the Eve. Lance, he wants to go into the mix. There's the Crimson Lantern coming out. The lift off here onto the Eves. The Thorn Rose comes in. The Sandstorm only lands onto 1. YSS has to try to turn around and escape this here as the mid lane turret should be taken down, but Bane will exchange this for the top lane. I think he does throw out that deadly catch. And this is the thing, right? Bane is not really going to be involved in much of the team fights, at least not until we get close towards the 10-minute mark. I would say, not even 10 minutes, maybe about the 8-minute mark is when you start to see more rotations from the Bane. He's there for the split pushing, which is why I don't think 1 HP would be stressing too much. Though Tillen Suns will be very happy with this early start of the game. There's a glorious pathway. Sandstorm coming into the mix here as they try to CC. Oh my goodness, curtain call, the dive in the backline. Sabin Force. It's going to be not even the Vengeance enough to save. Imagination just dancing around there with that Sabin Force, taking down yet another turret. So now is the time. If you're going to be 1 HP, you're going to have to panic a little bit. The split push strat is not playing out so well if you're going to get picked off across the map as a Tillen Suns. They're just diving everybody, everywhere. Any opportunity they get, they're moving as a full unit, heading in. There's the Lance. He wants to get another engagement. He wants to pop that Thorn Rose. He does. He takes it. It's almost 4k. Map control very much on the side of the Tillen Suns.
Red team turret has been destroyed.
Zushin has been causing absolute havoc in this game. 3-0 and 6 for Cupcake on the Zushin. Brilliant positioning and engagements into this fight. As Zushin is the hero that if you're gonna have to win a team fight, if you're the side of 1 HP, you're gonna have to get rid of that Zushin. And how are you gonna? You're gonna have to time this very, very well. Shax here just to put a poke damage onto War. It's gonna depend. For the side of 1 HP, you're gonna have to go for a 4-1 split. You can split push with either the Bane or the CC, but a 4-1 split might be the best. As you see once more the glorious pathway, there's the Crimson Lantern engaging onto Jordan underneath the turret. And there's a follow-up onto Kubo, has to flicker out, the Thorn Rose coming in. There's CC trying to get some amount of counter damage into the mix here, as the rotation comes in from Khalid and Bane as they try to protect this mid lane turret. Yeah, as I said, the only option for them really to try to deal with this is a 4-1 split, where you allow one of your lane pushers to push, because you're going to get constantly dived upon. They have a beautiful diving composition here from the side of Return Suns. With a 4-1 split, it makes it a little bit dangerous and negates a lot of the pressure that can be placed until you can... It's a way of slowing the game down until you can achieve the objectives that you would like to. But right now, with this map control, it's just oppressive from the side of Return Suns. They're just not missing a trick. It's been almost a near perfect game from them so far. Mid lane being pressured in. There's the deadly catch being used to clear the wave and not aggressively to try to set up something, which I think is the smart move. You know you can't contest for this Lord. You have to, as we said, you got to slow the game down. Lovely positioning here coming in from the side of Return Suns. I mean, you've got your Mage and Roam already in position. You've got the Yuzong there just in the halfway mark position to deal with any particular push. There's the pressure being placed into the jungle, and as I said, the side of Return Suns is like they're not missing a trick. They've been playing this game near perfect right now. There's no real slip-ups from them. They've been controlling the map. They are playing a disciplined game, not going for any crazy pickoffs, going in as a full team, as a unit, forcing the split and spread out. They are allowing the waves to push in here. They know they got the Holy Shield still to deal with. The defense from the side of 1 HP is still quite strong, because they do have a lot of heroes who can clear wave quite quickly. As the Lord does charge in here, he's going to... Oh, there's the engagement here onto Cupcake, but she's just going to turn around and force War back on that Khalid. And with that tier 3 turret has been eaten down to half health. The Holy Shield in the mid lane will be popped. And look at Return Suns. They used the Lord. They created the space. The discipline is in here. It's Lance with the punctures into the back lane. They've cracked the base wide open. They're putting pressure in here. As Lance, he's just immuning the skills, real world manipulation into the mix. But the curtain call this time around. However, the Revitalize is in here. Was this a bit of overextension? The chase is on 1 HP. They're trying to get something done. However, Bane gets airlifted. It's a 2-for-2 exchange. Lance diving around there. Blowy Poopy is just dancing and throwing out the Thorn Rose as it's a double kill. As Lance is just... Oh my goodness. Oh, but the curtain call does catch on to 2. However, this is just to force everybody away and keep as many of the tier 3 turrets available as possible. One minute to go for the next Lord, and once again, Return Suns in a strong position. It's difficult for the side of 1 HP right now. And I don't even think a 4-1 split is going to work. You're going to have to stick as a 5-man group and prioritize farm. War being engaged upon. There's a Black Dragon form as Khalid just gets back to a bit of safety underneath the turret. 30 seconds to go for this next objective. He's going to have to heal up, but there's no Black Dragon that will be available for this objective. So the question is now, can they get something done without the Black Dragon form being in there? If there was ever a moment in time that you needed to bait things out, this is it. Can Khalid find the angle? He has been trying to for the most part of the game. As is a final tier 2 turret being removed from the equation. There's the engagement here onto Shaxx on that Yuzong. But the discipline coming through once more from the side of Retillant Sons. As they get into position, they take down this next Lord. War is trying to scout this out, but there's no possible angle for contest. And with the way that the Retillant Sons have been managing their waves, this could prove to be deadly. Can they actually seal the deal with this? Or can 1 HP mount out the defense? They have the ability to get vision, right? You've got some massive wave clear potential from both the Eve, the Khalid, especially the Bane as well. You have the option to defend. The question is, can you get it done? It's about, I mean, I like the strategy they used. They didn't go for the wave push. They didn't clear the waves. They allowed the waves to push in onto them, just creating the space. One more Khalid being engaged upon, has to use the Sandstorm defensively. There is one more tier 3 turret that should be taken down. The pressure is being piled on. The Lord is in there. Could this possibly be the angle that they needed? Yuzong, he lands a Petrify. There's a real world manipulation. Bane with an empty catch as well, trying to force everybody away. The base has been locked onto, and that was what Retillant Sons were waiting for as they draw first blood in this best of 3 fixture. Very, very, very strong performance from Retillant Sons as they take this game 15-5. Cupcake with a well-deserved MVP. Like that, well-deserved would be a bit of an understatement. That's 5-0-8 on the Zushin here. I think Zushin is going to be banned in the next game. I could be wrong. But I have a very strong feeling that Zushin's gonna be banned. But with that being said, we're going to head into the next match. I'm just going to get that lobby screen set and ready and up and running. As we will be heading into the second, and it is match point for Retillant Sons. But will we see this go all the way to a best of 3? That's the question. That is the question. But this time around, we will see the teams swap, and it will be first pick, first ban, going the way of 1 HP this time around. We did see this a very similar matchup in terms of what happened with Screen Warriors and Reverse Push. Reverse Push won the first game, and then all of a sudden it was Screen Warriors winning the second and then taking the third. Can 1 HP do something similar, or will we see Retillant Sons just, as they have been throughout the course of this tournament, just being so incredibly strong, so very well disciplined, right? But with that being said, let's head into the banning. I'm going to do the lobby banning phase. I'll just call this out as to what the bans are going to be. So it's going to be 1 HP with the first round of bans. And when we get into this particular stage in the competition, things really do hot up. It's difficult to say exactly who's going to be taking the victories. Games go back and front. A lot of things do get decided in the drafting phase, as we've seen across the matches so far. And it's Kubo banning out the Gato and Hylos. And so it's Suns with the bans. Alright, so the bans are Gato, Hylos, Basha, and Alice. Right, so Gato, Hylos, Basha, and Alice are the bans. We're going to start up now and head into the game. And this is going to be the second, potentially final game, which is match point to the way of Return Suns. But let's see if 1HP can bring this back, as everybody is ready and set, and into the game we go. Yeah, well, Strum, I will say this much, right? For me, it's been very long days. I work like literally the whole day, then I stream the whole night. So yeah, I'm a bit tired.
Noise for yours truly.
But thank you for the concern. I'll get some sleep when all the tournaments are over.
Love and hope are the two greatest
Oh, interesting from the side of 1HP with the bans. Quick off the mark, banning out the Fasa and the Angela. And we have the CC ban coming through from the side of the Tillant Suns. With the CC ban, what are they thinking of picking up? Maybe they want to... They go for the Uranus ban as well. So focusing onto the XP lane, as has been their theme in the banning phase.
Harley is my most trusted
Yeah, sometimes some people have things to do, and I do put a lot of pressure on my team throughout the course of the year. And well, when they need to do what they need to do, they were complaining, and I'm going to say this much, they were trying to fight their way to come and join me and at least help out. And I told them, no, you guys need to do certain things for yourselves. And so it was me who insisted upon this.
Let them play the hero.
So the picks coming through so far, right? The Grok was was Grok not banned out? Or am I seeing things?
My tail's been itching for a
Your
real
team
fight.
is banning.
Oh no, it wasn't the Grok. I was just I think I was
They call me a hero.
see what happens when you get old.
My nation from falling apart.
But so far the draft from 1HP is early game centric, very strong in terms of the CC and control. They're leaving Cupcake with the Zushin pick once more. Zephyrus locking onto the Killia, which is another hero that combines well with Zushin. And once more, the Lance being picked up by Poopy Bluey. It looks like the side of Return Suns like, if it ain't broke, we ain't gonna fix it.
Is my life. Your team is picking.
So everything in their draft is almost the same, except for the Killia pick, which... Wait, was Killia banned out?
See value in me?
Your team
You
is
should.
picking.
Okay, no. So it was, I really need to write down what the bans were. But interesting for Shax here, he's just showing the Valmont. When's the last time you've actually seen a Valmont there? Yeah. There's never gonna be a Valmont. The carry ban was a very good one coming out from the side of 1HP, knowing that that would be one of the heroes that could cause the most amount of disaster into their lineup, especially towards the mid to late game. But Xborg with the true damage is another one. Though the potential to bust his frog armor down before he can hit that last insanity is there for the side of 1 HP. So this draft here, it's early game versus, I would say, mid game power spike, but Harith is in the still meta in terms of pick. So the lobby bans were Basha, Alice, Hylos, and Gatto. Yeah. I was just checking, right? Because I remember at some point in time we had a Grok and we had a clear ban, but that wasn't this game. This was the games before this, like in the previous matchup. So I was just like, wait, let me think about this. So the bans are, appropriate. Everything is the way it should be, and we're into the game. Second game of this best of 3. 1 HP will be hoping to even the series out and take us into a third match. Will they be able to do it? I don't know. But they have a draft capable of pulling it off. They have the players capable of pulling it off. But the mid lane battle is going to be a difficult one. Especially with the Zushin, Cupcake on that Zushin doing so well. Oh, nice camp out here from Grok as he just pops that skill onto Zephyrus, just forcing him back. But there's the engagement here, forcing the flicker out early onto Cupcake. As we will see a little bit of a contest for this Litho. Lance opting not to contest it. I mean, this early part of the game, you don't want to be contesting anything as a Lance. Not just yet. Not against a Fredrin, Kimmy, and Grok. Nice counter jungle play coming in here from Poopy Bluey as Zushin is just trying to distract, just to create the space as the retribution is there from the Lance, but he opts against going in for this. This is some lovely counter jungle play. But Grok does spot him out here. Will we see the pressure being placed? And then there's the opportunity to go in. Kalia could be caught up. There's the wall. Will we see the CC? The Tron's coming through, but the flicker there to safety from Zephyrus. So the counter jungle, very nicely done by the side of Retil & Sons. Though I would say they stuck around a little bit too long, which caused the poke damage, which now allows for a bit of counterplay coming through here. As nice Thorn Rose from the Lance as he's gonna try to escape. He's got the punctures as there's the Black Dragon form being used defensively. Lance is quite low, but once more Cupcake in the front line. I don't know how this mage is a front line mage. The way Cupcake is playing is just keeping everybody out of the mix as the heals are coming through. But there's Shax. This is that X-Borg with the last insanity, but the Kimmy trying to poke down that frog armor. There's the last insanity as they're engaging it onto the Fredrin. He's gonna get caught out. Oh my goodness, the Phantom Lance guy. Phantom Execution coming in from Lancelot. Meanwhile, there's the engagement into the backline, but it's a double kill going for the way of YZ as they want to get the clear as well. Will we see the triple? It's a triple on the YZ this early on. Unwanted, unloved, sick. You don't want me, you don't love me. I'm going to make you love me. I'm going to pick up a triple at this early stage in the game. And is this going to be a damage YZ? It is a damage YZ. Oof. This could be deadly. Nice engagement here from Lance. But Kubo, with the reposition, avoids most of the damage here in the mid lane. Grok once more. Just wants to cause havoc. Just wants to force the Lance not to be able to get these objectives quite easily. Look at that, right? This is the thing about the wall. It is just so stupidly annoying. Meanwhile, there's an engagement here in the bot lane as it's another pick-off kill here onto the Ruby. Gambit being taken out of the equation here on the gold lane. But I think the way things are setting up, the carry for the side of 1 HP is going to be... there's a tectonic charge being used by the Grok trying to escape. But the last insanity and the finish off comes through. However, the continuation of this engagement, Crimson Lantern, but Wise Yuzong in the back line. He's trying to engage onto this, onto everybody. Oh my goodness, it's a shutdown kill. And Shax just escapes with 1 HP on that X-Borg. So close. But... with this, it does give the the space, you could say, for the side of the Tillin Suns to set up for this second turtle of the game once more. They want to put the pressure in onto the jungle. There is a level gap here in terms of the Lance. Okay, no, it has disappeared now. Jordan now does have the same level of retribution, but is not opting to contest for this. Deciding to go and put in a bit of pressure, wants to go for the steal. Oh, the tectonic charge on everything being committed onto Zephyrus, but he does get the flicker away. However, the counter engage is on. No tectonic charge will be available as it's Xborg into the frontline Gambit. He's going to get controlled up here. The dance around Zabin Force as Imagination gets the kill. However, Kalia is in a lot of danger here. Tsunami slam onto the Fredrin. Fredrin manages to CC up here, but he's so low. Can he land the Praises Rod? No, my goodness, the punctures from Lance. Pinpoint accuracy, diving in there as he gets a double. And look at this from Cupcake once more. This Zusha just doing a lot of hard work. Airlift once more. There's the Phantom execution, executing the Grok. And it's a bit of a gear switch coming through from the side of Return Suns as they're storming in to this mid-game part of the matchup. Top lane turret has been taken down by the Yuzong, but his turret almost removed as well. The side of 1 HP are going to have to wait for this the moment in time where they're going to have to stick together. That's there's going to be the last insanity, but Yuzong, he's trying to escape the damage. Was thinking of going back in there. Dawn Rose into the mix, does heal back up the Yuzong. Fredrin there just to help the punctures coming through from Lance. Did he overextend though? Will he get caught out? He's dancing around. He's got the Phantom Execution. He uses that so well. He wants to go in. He's unstoppable, but gets caught underneath the turret. Kubo gets a kill by Yuzong. He returns into the mix. There's no Praises Wrath, but Cupcake gets the kill. Would he get the double kill? Yuzong being lifted up here. Cupcake somehow surviving through all of this. Yuzong is just escaping. Oh my goodness, Cupcake. Oh my god. What is this Zushin on? What is the Zushin on? This is just some mental play from Cupcake on that Zushin. 3, 1, and 7. Yo. The mage play is coming out here. Cupcake with a Zushin tutorial video. Third and final turtle is up. Cupcake now being trapped against the wall. There's going to be the Kimmy with a bit of poke damage. However, they need Gambit to land that I'm offended. This is onto somebody with a poke damage, but we shall see the look at this play from Return Suns. They're placing pressure, taking objectives. Placing pressure, taking objectives. They've gotten all the tier 1 turrets removed from the equation. The Lord will be up in the next minute and a half. They want to use this to gain pressure across the map. Just to take a look at the items of everyone. War Axe completed on the Lancelot. You've got Zushin with the glowing wand as well. So a lot of anti-heal in the mix. One Kubo sticking close to one another. Again going for this 2-2-1 split. Our 1 HP. This time round, Ruby is fairly close by. There's a Thorn Rose. Oh, Tectonic Charge sets up onto 2 as it's going to be the Sky Piercer does. Brock Lance is so low. He's gonna get caught out. He goes in for the Thorn Rose. He's gonna be taken out of the equation. Yes, he is. The Zabin Force has been committed into the backline, but there's the Crimson Lantern from the Zushin once more. It's a 1-for-1 exchange, though I think 1 HP would feel the better of that exchange. It's a roam for jungler exchange, so I think they would feel the better of that trade-off, but it's just keeping the gold lead fairly even. It's not the big swing that they were looking for. Under 10 seconds to go for this Lord. We've seen Retirant Sons push lanes at just the right time, gain the control. They get themselves into position very early. They have the discipline. But the discipline is good. But you got Yuzong and he's got the Petrify up and running. So this could be a big battle in here. Grok throwing out a wall. Zushin just wants to force everybody away. It's a full 5v5 fight. Lord has been reset. It's Yuzong into the backline, gets the Petrify combo onto 2. He's trying to zone everybody away, but he's going to get taken down. However, the chase is on Xborg. He's quite low. Frederick has to reposition here. There's the armor fended onto Lance, but he throws out the puncture and the Thorn Rose. Oh my goodness, Poopy just styling on everybody. As he helps his team set up, it's a double kill going their way. And with that team fight, it should be an uncontested Lord to the side of the Retirant Sons.
Red team has slain the Lord.
Now, can they use this Lord Retirant Sons? They will be hoping to do what they did in the last game. Will be a little bit more difficult because the gold lead is not as huge as it was in that first matchup. Can they use it to crack the tier 3 turret open like they did the last game? Oh, the Phantom Execution with the Thorn Rose coming out here from the Lancelot. But Yuzong escapes most of the damage. There's an engagement here in the bot lane as Cupcake on the Zushin. Just super deadly. Lord being allowed to push. As there's the 3-man from the side of Retirant Sun just guiding the Lord through here. There's the combo onto Cupcake, forcing Cupcake back. Black Dragon form coming out from the Yuzong onto the Lord. They want to use this to just clear this Lord, keep the Holy Shields up and running so they know they can protect the tier 3 turrets, because that's the name of the game for 1 HP right now. It's protect the tier 3 turrets. Ruby into the mix. Fredrin being pulled back, taking a lot of damage. Overheat has been procced from the Xborg onto that Fredrin, so Jordan has to allow that to reset, because you don't want to face up against an Xborg and take the damage from that, the true damage that comes out once that overheat is passive has been procced. Shields are down. We passed the 12-minute mark. And if you're the side of 1 HP, keeping those tier 3 turrets up and running could be the way to go. There's the Tsunami Slam onto the Yuzong. He does manage to dash away. Crimson Lantern into the mix. However, Grok lands the Tectonic Charge. We see the combo. Fredrin trying to get some CC being done here, but the damage dealers were clearing the bot lane. Whereas the setup came through. Oh, but there's going to be engagement here onto Cupcake. Black Dragon form as Yuzong is trying to get a kill onto this pesky Zushin. Finally, they managed to take the Zushin out of the equation, but Yuzong did pay for it with his life. Once more, Grok with the wall, just keeping the tier 3 turret safe. Punctures coming in from Lance as he's diving in and out. Lance, is he going for the hybrid build? No, it's full damage build. Interesting. Just over 30 seconds to go for the next major objective. Queen's Wings being picked up by this Yuzong, so he does have a bit of a power spike. Though the layering of this, the engagements here is going to be the key for 1 HP. If they can layer it, they stand a chance of winning the team fights. But the way Retirant Sons have been setting up, they've been forcing skills out at just the right moment in time. So it's time for the final Lord once more. Look at the discipline being shown by Retirant Sons. They're already in position. They've got everybody in the spaces that they need to be in. They've got the waves where they want it to be. Grok trying to find that space to go across. Zushin just providing the zoning capabilities. Lord goes the way of Retirant Sons. There's the engagement here. Tsunami Slam into the backline. The Black Dragon form has been converted to Zaban forces in the mix as well. As Yuzong is trying to get something done. They're seizing up the lands as they finally take him out of the equation. However, Xborg with the poke damage. Could this have been the defense that 1 HP were looking for? They want to try to delay the game for as long as possible. If they can but their real source of damage comes from the Kimi, right? If you can get the Kimi online, then you stand an opportunity to potentially win. Kimi going for the Sky Piercer. Interestingly enough, is 2, 2, and 5. We might see the Sky Piercer being sold shortly. Unless of course you just want to keep the Sky Piercer in hopes of getting those kills in order to try to deal with things. This is the moment for 1 HP that things could have a positive outlook, because we're heading to the point where everyone has to be more or less together. But the way the Tyrian Sons have been dealing with this, they've been using the waves, they've been spreading out, forcing the 1 HP who went for this team fight composition to not be able to set up for the objectives like the way they want to. Engagement here onto the Yuzong. He's trying to keep that wave clear and up and running. I think we should see all the tier 3 turrets standing there. Some of them are really close to being taken out of the equation, but the defensive game from the side of 1 HP strong. The Tyrian Sons, this gets where the map gets smaller, the game gets a bit more dangerous for them, in the sense that this is where the combination starts to shine. There's going to be the Tsunami Slam into the mix. Grok with a tectonic charge. The Armor Fender drags back to the Immortality still up over there. However, for the Xbox, the chase is on. The Black Dragon form. Let's see who's going to be focusing on. Is he trying to get... I think they're going to be focusing on this. Yeah, there's the combination. They just want Cupcake. Crimson Lantern to disengage. But Bluey Poopy, he's just so deadly on this Lancelot. Throws the punches, but there's the Yuzong. He's trying to engage in here. There's the Phantom Execution. Who is he going to be able to take him down? Oh my goodness. He gets the pick-off kill. It's a 3-for-1 exchange. Xbox. The Frog Armor has been taken out of the equation. He still has the Immortality. Immortality now gone. He's trying to get that. The Sky Piercer now coming through. It's just Cupcake left alive as Cupcake. He's trying to defend everybody. There's the Tectonic Charge, the seal against the wall. But the 1 HP, they want to try and take down the turrets. They know discipline's the name of the game. They force everybody back. They just need to wait for their teammates to get back and ready, as now it's time for them to get into position for this next Lord. They defended well, they turned it around. As we said, when the map gets smaller, their team composition comes to the forefront. It was designed for smaller spaces because they've got these crowd control CCs. Once more, Gambit into the front line here. There's the engagement. They're trying to chase Cupcake down. Yuzong into the back line. Crimson Lantern has come out. They do manage to take out of the equation, but there's the Lancelot. He throws out the puncture. The Zappin forces into the mix. Tsunami Slam onto the Yuzong, but Yuzong, he just wants to chase everybody down. He has created enough space though. Oh my goodness, he takes down one as he just... did he create enough space? That's the question. As the chase is on, his Lance, he does have the Retribution. Who's going to win this? He's going in. Oh my goodness, Jordan with the Retribution of a lifetime. And it's a double kill for the Kimi. We knew once the Kimi was fit. Kept the Sky Piercer. Was a risk that potentially paid off. They are chasing the Lancelot, but Lancelot's what? He's a tricky customer to try to lock onto. 1 HP, like, yeah, we know that you're going to try to cause a distraction. We're not interested in your distraction. We're just interested in taking objectives. They're moving into the Lord as a four-man team. They want to try and crack the base open here. Lord charges up. The side of the Tyrian Sons are in a mix. They're trying to pull the Lord away from the base. There's the pressure being placed. Oh, it's unstoppable for the Kimi as they're putting pressure here on the mid lane. This should be the mid lane turret being taken down. Grok, he's trying to zone everybody away. That's the tier 3 turret being removed from the equation. Yuzong, he's back in the mix. Fredrin trying to get something done, but the wave has been cleared out. There's the Tsunami Slam only onto 1. What the Yuzong, he gets the knockup onto 3. However, the Zappin forces into the mix. Oh, they take down the Lance. This could be a winning angle. Oh, but the wave comes in at just the right time. Can 1 HP get the lock on? The wave being pulled away. They do have the opportunity to take down 1 tier 3 turret war. It's still another 10 seconds before Zushin is back into the mix. There's a wave coming in from the mid lane. Can they get this done? Oh my goodness, this is so close. The pressure is being placed. They're so godlike. This should be it. They should be able to take this. We're going into a game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, this evening has been madness.
Victory!
I mean, we did say this. We did say it. The moment the map gets small, 1 HP's combination comes into the forefront. The Talon Suns, they had the strategy. They used it so well. They needed to continue with that theme of just forcing around the map. But 1 HP adjusted. Because, I mean, if you think about a map, granted, it is a square, but it's a square where we play on a diagonal. So when we head towards the smaller part of the map, you see where these massive CC combos come in. Because when you're in a smaller space, Ruby can land the arm offended onto several players. The taunt from Fredrin, Yuzong can go in. It's the same with Grok in the tectonic charge. That's the danger when you're playing up against this composition. And it goes to show, like when you're playing, right? It's never over until the fat lady sings, right? We all know that. And at the same time, right, we've got to make sure that we understand the power spikes and timings of certain things. But anyway, let me get the next lobby set and running and ready. Well, we'll be heading into the third and final game in yet another absolute cracker of a match. My word. I know my eyes were looking a bit sleepy and tired before, but let me be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm wide awake. Right, while I'm getting everybody ready and the bands are coming through, let me use the facilities very quickly and I'll be back now. Alright, I'm back. I'm ready. Is everybody ready? So we've got everything set. You can see what the bands are. It's the Gato, Hylos. It's the same bands as it was in the previous 2 games. So Gato, Hylos, Alice, and Basha into the mix. Let's get into this third and final game of the evening. So Imagination with the first ban for the side of the Talon Suns.
Welcome to Grok's castle, tardy friend.
Butterflies born by thy wish, guided by lantern's light.
The Grok was a definite. I think Grok should be an auto ban, to be fair.
The hunt begins.
Your team is banning.
Ruby also being removed from the equation. So it looks like the Talon Suns have realized that, you know what, these heavy CC combinations that 1 HP produced, when it hits the mid to late game, is super deadly. So let's try and get that taken out of the equation. And oh, Cupcake is like, no, you banned out my Zushin. So I will take your Kimmy. Very focused bans here onto Cupcake, but Kimmy is still viable, more than viable in the mid lane. Kubo going for the Eve pick, and Jordan saying let's trade off. Since we're trading off heroes, let me go for the trade onto the Lancelot, and Poopy Bluey with the Roger pick. Was showing the Roger, actually picking the Roger.
To quell the wicked.
Interesting. With the Roger being played in here, right? So Roger's gonna have to be very careful in terms of positioning up against the Lancelot. Has the ability to dive the Eve, will make it difficult if you're gonna go for more of the tankier lineups, because when you've got a front line that's trying to engage upon a Roger, especially in his human form, he does HP based damage. It's like he comes with a natural DHS.
Mighty oaks from little A.
Oh my word, what a pick coming in from War. Belleric counters Roger, counters the Kimmy. What a pick coming through here with that Belleric. Double counter with one hero. This is going to be interesting. Khalid has got that ability to put pressure onto the jungle. We do know that Lance, although he's still strong, or much stronger than what he was a few seasons ago, can be pressurized in the jungle. And right now, when it comes to a strategy or a rotation pattern where you want to put pressure in the enemy jungle, it's Khalid and Hilda. Those are the two choices that you want to deal with. The final bans being CC and the Harith coming through, right? Harith is just, Harith's a good ban because he's one of those heroes that fits very much into this current early game meta. CC being banned out because, as you could see, right, they were looking to lock onto the Yuzong once more. Lapu is one of those heroes who can deal with the Yuzong to a certain degree, at least, especially once he gets level 4. Level 1, the battle does go to Yuzong. It's difficult to find a hero who can deal with Yuzong at level 1 or even level 2, to be honest. And it looks like we're going to see the Bane on the XP on the gold lane. So Bane gold lane is a favorite of mine right now. This being used in the pro scene quite a bit. Very good at pushing lanes. At the same time, when you pick up he works so well, especially if you pick up like a YSS in the jungle or a Kimmy in the mid, because you do have a marksman for the range damage. This just adds a little bit of flavor to the mix and some massive team fight potential. And Edith is, I think, right, one of the most slept upon heroes at this moment in time. Hasn't been seeing much of in terms of the playtime here in the South African server, but into this matchup can deal with the Khalid, can deal with the Bane, can deal with the Lapu. So the lower mobility heroes will have a decent time getting the set and combination going. Roger and Kimmy will be not so easy to deal with when it comes to the Edith, but I suppose Edith is there just to help control the front line, and Belleric is the one. Belleric is the one that can deal with the Kimmy and the Roger. So in terms of draft, right, the drafts were quite good in both games, but this one I'm leaning a little bit towards the side of 1 HP. However, with the double strat from the side of Return Sons, because that's what the Roger Kimmy is, it's a double strat, and with Bane added to the mix, they have crazy wave push potential. Will they be able to use this to their advantage? Well, we're going to head into this game to find out. This is the third game in a best of 3. Both matches heading into this the third game. which is quite surprising. We don't often get to see that. That this is how things are going to turn out. Well, it's just more and more action for us, a lot more excitement. As it's 1 HP, Returned Sons, all to play for. Third and final game. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. While we're at it, don't forget, smash that like, share, and subscribe button, as it will. And I know I do sing this song and dance. It really does help us out on the channel. You know, it allows us to get into the algorithm a little bit more. And well, the more money we make from the algorithm, because you can see the channel is monetized now, the more we get from the algorithm, the more we can actually put as prize pools for the tournaments. So just to remind everyone, we just ran Conquerors of Dawn that had a 10k prize pool, which was won by a Nigerian team, surprisingly enough, right? They put in a very strong performance in the finals, dominating and winning that particular tournament, Conquerors of Dawn. And now we have a 3k prize pool here for Origins. We would like to make sure that all the tournaments we run in the future has a prize pool, right? We really would, though that will be a little bit difficult because these tournaments are technically self-funded. We did get some sponsorship from Solar Fide for the Origins tour, for the Conquerors of Dawn tournament, and here we're getting sponsorship from Immortal Order. So, you know, big shout out to Immortal Order. They didn't even want an advert, because you know, otherwise we should have been advertising for Immortal Order, as they were the co-sponsors for this tournament as well. So the community is helping the community to grow. So we should all be doing our part. Don't forget, smash that like, share, subscribe button. As the more we can do for our Mobile Legends community, the bigger it'll grow, the more exciting it'll be. And who knows, maybe I'll get to see one of you guys in the next M series matchup. I don't know, maybe M8, M9, SA will be there. You can always hope. But this time around, we do have a bit of a pause. I'm just waiting to... We will find out what is going on here. It is early parts of the game. And I don't think... everybody pretty much knows where everyone is on the map at this particular early juncture. So it won't be much harm in terms of strategy and discussion that can go. But it does give us a moment to reflect a little bit on the action, the absolute insanity that has led us up into this moment in time. Returned Sons, super strong in the first game. Won it in dominant fashion. Started off the second game, 1 HP, were in the lead for a bit. Hit the mid game, Returned Sons switched gears. It was kind of like a Fast and Furious gear shift. They switched not just one, like, you know how it is at Fast and Furious. Those cars seem to have like 20 gears. I don't know how they got so many gears in those cars, but you know, every time they want to go faster, you just suddenly the gear changes. As if that's how it works, you know, when you're actually driving. But anyway, that's just me. Let me not hate on Fast and the Furious, though I will say what has pissed me off about Fast and the Furious recently is the amount of it that is just fantasy driving. Like, if you watch the original Fast and Furious, like the very first one, it was all about the cars, and now suddenly we have just fantasy driving specials, like in terms of what's going on. But anyway, they switched gears, kind of like Fast and the Furious went to gear 20 as they took the mid game in storming fashion, and then all of a sudden 1 HP with the turnaround and the clutch as they took us into the third game. And now the pause is over. We are back into the game. I wonder who it was that was lagging. I guess we'll never know. The mid lane battle, I feel, is one of the more... Ooh, nice taunt coming in from War there on the Belirik. This mid lane battle, I feel, is one of the most important, if not the most important battle in the game. Okemi engaging onto Kubo there, but we'll be forced back a little bit. Zephyrus has to heal up on that Khalid. As you can see, this... when you're picking your mid lane duo, you've got to have two players that not just understand the game and understand one another, they've got to have the mechanical skills. It's no longer just a case like I know, granted, the Roman mage heroes aren't the most complex in terms of mechanical skills. Not like, your assassins and a couple of other types of heroes. But in terms of the micro management, it's so important to be able to do this, because you can see that the first turtle is up, right? We hit the 2-minute mark about 10 seconds ago. The control needs to be in there. War finding that positioning. Wants to taunt out the Kimmy. There's the Black Dragon form. As it's going to be the real world manipulation coming through. The engagement. It's going to be first blood onto the Roger. But Yuzong, he's surviving through. I don't know how he's surviving through all of this. He goes and he's trying to get the passive off once more. The battle is on. Kimmy gets taken out. And that's going to be a 2-for-0 exchange. And the turtle going 1 HP. As we said from their draft, they went for a full-on counter draft here. They picked heroes that do have a decent degree of synergy with one another, but they need the team fights to be a little bit messy. It's not about layering in here. Here's all about the counter. Oh, Lapu, he's going in onto the Yuzong, who was underneath the turret. The Brave Fighter does come out, and it's gonna be Lapu with the great sword to the head, taking out the Yuzong. Once more, the mid lane being cleared, pressure being placed here onto the gold lane, as the deadly catch onto Lord says he's gonna get taken out. It's a 2 quick fire kills going the way of Reptilian Suns, as they've eaten up some of the gold lead that 1 HP have built up with that early engagement. This is the thing, right? I'm not a fan of ganking lanes. I know it seems a bit counterintuitive, right? But I feel that ganking lanes, especially when you're up against, there's going to be the real world manipulation. Eve jumps in, the Sandstorm into the mix here. Eve has that the ult available. But Belleric with a Wrath of Dryads, one a Warpath as he sets up 2. But Lapu being very dominant there on the XP lane. He's taking out the Yuzong once more. This is the thing, right? Lapu, the moment he hits that level 4, this is the time he shines, right? He needs that full combination. Yuzong has the early game potential, right? And then once he goes beyond that moment in time, it's a Lapu that's going to win that matchup. So you have to be less aggressive in order to deal with the Lapu. Khalid swinging that scimitar. There's a Black Dragon form. He's trying to chase down the Kimmy, going in, scouting out the bushes, just zoning the Roger away. Roger got that Lycan pounce. But Lancelot is removed from the equation. There's the deadly catch, real world manipulation in the mix here, but somehow Belleric almost survived. He's going to get taken out, but there's the double going the way of the Roger. And Roger is not the hero you want to see fed, because he's like that. He's a definite Lycan, definite werewolf once he gets fed. That Lycan pounce can be a team wipe skill. When I used to have the opportunity to play a lot, this was one of the heroes I used to use for savage farming. Like anytime I was just like, I was trying to pick up a couple of savages. Roger is one of those heroes that's a very easy savage when you're fed. Because of the way Lycan Pounce works, It's a 7-7 right now, but the gold lead has swung in the way of Reptilian Suns. And they're putting pressure here on the mid lane. They have the opportunity. Kimmy going in for the lock onto the base. Does manage to take the mid lane turret down. That's nice play from the side of Reptilian Suns. Seizing the opportunity to open up the map. And there from Bane as well. Look at this from Khalid and Kimmy. The rotation. Setting it up. 2 turrets being taken down. But while that is on, it's Lapu. He's in a 1v everybody fight. But he's going to get taken down. I don't think this is going to be able to translate into a turret though, because Roger with the wave clear ability of his, has picked up the Wind Talker, as you can see. So his Wind Clear ability is going to increase all that much more. Khalid with the engagement as they take down Kubo. There's a Sandstorm underneath the turret. The dive is on. The Black Dragon form is there. Roger wants to go into the Lycan Pulse, but it's onto a Belleric and a Yuzong. I don't think you really want to go and dive in on them. Especially with the third turtle being so close. Still another 30 seconds to go. But the map control very much on the side of the Terran Suns. But once again, just like the second game, it comes down to recognizing the draft of 1 HP requires small space. You've got the Eve, Edith, Belleric, Yuzong. They set up with one another like that. And it's just about finding the space for Lance to be able to dash in onto the Kimmy and the Roger. Belleric, if he can land that Wrath of Dryads. There's a good decision from 1 HP, opting to not contest for this particular objective. But the side of Terran Suns, they're moving in as a 4-man. Belleric lands a Wrath of Dryads. There's the knock-up. There's the follow-up as they take down Imagination. There's Khalid into the backline. It's the Sandstorm. This is going to be the Thorn Rose coming up from the Lancelot. But somehow, Khalid's still away. Oh, but the puncture comes through and Jordan picks up another kill. So it's a 2-for-0. Lovely setup there from the side of 1 HP. However, with Terran Suns, they're still keeping that gold lead just around that 1k mark. And the play coming through from Bluey Poppy just to get the mid lane and get into his jungle. But it seems like a small decision. It seems like a nothing kind of decision. But all that did was create the space for them not to be able to take the mid lane turret and his teammates to be able to revive and come in for the defense. So they don't lose that map control advantage. It looks small, but it's a huge decision to make. There's the engagement onto the Yuzong. He commits the Black Dragon form early, sensing that he was in a lot of danger.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Meanwhile, the slow push on the bot lane did work for the side of 1 HP as they managed to get another turret in their favor. There's the engagement in the jungle. Oh, the real manipulation with the knockup onto Khalid. The Phantom Execution. They're executing that Khalid. The continuation of the fight is here. Roger just throwing out a couple of skill shots in his human form, forcing everybody away. We're under 20 seconds to go for this next Lord. This is a major contest. This is one where it's all about timing, right? And in these sorts of situations, you're gonna need to cause some distraction, as Bane is doing so. He forced the Yuzong away with a lane push. Kimmy is just using the Lord as bait, because even if she takes damage, she's going to heal back up. The Lord being pulled, the zoning being done. Yuzong is quite far away. The Lord is quite low. The lane pushing from Bane set it up as Bane achieves the objective. But there's Belleric. He's trying to get it onto the Bane. Lapu is there. The Lycan Pulse coming in. Roger is chasing everybody down there as they take down the Lance. But there's the knock-up. The fight is continuing. Belleric, he just pumps the Vengeance, forces everybody back. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. But there's the Roger. He's going in. Edith pops the ulti. But it's going to be a triple. That all of that was set up by the lane push from the Bane. There's going to be the bravest fighter into the mix. The stun is going up here. Will we see Roger going for a more? No, he doesn't. And then and the holy shield being popped. But like I said, or like I was saying, right? They got the control just by doing the lane push. That play from Bane gives you the number advantage, because somebody has to go to defend the lane. If somebody goes to defend the lane, then that is the moment where you can. It's like a trigger. The moment you see someone go to clear the lane, you got the trigger to go in, because you know you've got the number advantage. But will we be seeing 1 HP once again, right? They won't be panicking too much, because they know they need the smaller space in order for their combo to come to life. And now the discipline needs to be in here. There's the engagement. Monster kill for the Roger. The Sandstorm as the counter to engage. It's going to be better against the Wrath of Giant, but only manages to CC up the Khalid, who flickers away. It's Yuzong into the mix. It's godlike for the Roger. He's on the hunt. It's a double. It's a triple. It's he gonna go for the Maniac. It's the Maniac. Oh my goodness, Roger with a Maniac. Team wipe, base is open. This should be enough. They just need the one. You've got the 2 damage dealers. Return Sun takes this 2-1. What a game. What a series.
Victory!
Amazing performances from the teams tonight. But big congratulations to Screen Warriors in the first game, and now Return Suns in the second. Look at Benedict, he's got the highest score of everybody. So War with a 9.4 MVP for the side of 1 HP. And well, Roger, as we would have expected, with the MVP for the side of Return Suns. So big shout outs to Return Suns winning this next game, moving through to the next round. In this late stage here in the upper in the Origins tournament. So well played to them, and oh my goodness, it was exciting, it was intense, there was just so much action going left, right and center in all 6 games. I mean, can you believe it? We actually head into 6 games for the evening. Not very often we get to do that, and on a Friday where we got a lot of entertainment. So I hope all of you enjoyed this. This was a fun matchup to end the evening. So thank you to everybody who tuned in to watch. We will catch you all on the next stream tomorrow night. So tomorrow night we've got a double feature of Mobile Legends. The Origins tournament will be continuing as per usual, 8 p.m. At the same time, the Madagascar Hunter tournament will be also kicking off 8 p.m. So we've got a lot of action. We're into Group E for the Hunter tournament. And that'll be continuing tomorrow and Sunday. As well as, if you're into PUBG, we've got a 4-way tie. PUBG TDMs on Sunday evening, as well as the Hunter tournament, as well as the Origin. So Sunday evening is just like, it's almost like being on, if you have DSTV, you can just switch between channels and watch different movies depending on what action is going to tickle your fancy best. Maybe you want to watch all of them. Well, I would recommend you do that, because you can press the like on all 3 of the videos. But, that's just me saying that. However, once again, thank you everybody for tuning in to watch. It is a pleasure as always to cast for you guys, to bring you reaction. We will catch you all on the next